Beasley Media Group station celebrating 65 years of broadcasting. Sports Hub headlines.
It's do or die for the Bruins tonight as they play in Buffalo, down 3-1 in their best-of-7 first-round playoff series. Jeremy Swayman's team's trying to move on from a blowout loss at home on Sunday.
We're happy it's over with, and we know we have a job to do going into Game 5 in Buffalo, and that's our mindset. We had a great practice today and a short memory and understanding that we have a job to do.
Nikita Zadorov and Victor Arvidsson both missed practice yesterday. Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers have the pregame at 7 and the face-off at 7:30 here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Last night, Pittsburgh beat Philadelphia again 3-2. They now trail the Flyers 3-2. Las Vegas won in Utah 5-4 in overtime. That best-of-7 is even at 2 games apiece. Celtics are back home tonight to play Philadelphia, leading that best-of-7 first-round playoff series 3-1. Grandy and Max have the pregame at 6:30 and the tip-off at 7 over on 105.7 WROR. At the NBA playoffs last night, Eastern Conference top seed Detroit's in a lot of trouble. They lost again in Orlando 94-88. The Magic lead 3-1. Out west, defending champion Oklahoma City swept Phoenix 131-122. Denver beat Minnesota 125-113 to pull within 3-2. Cooper Flagg beat out former Duke teammate Con Knipple to win the NBA's Rookie of the Year award. Patriots head coach Mike Vrabel was back on the job yesterday, and Ranger Suarez took a no-hitter into the 6th inning. He allowed 1 hit while striking out 10 over 8 shutout innings last night. Red Sox won in Toronto 5-0. They'll play the Jays again tonight. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by DN Van Lines. Take the chance out of your move and make the sure bet with DN Van Lines, an approved mover of the Department of Defense, dnvanlines.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 6:30.
You actually coaching the game, or it's just that is.
I feel so strongly about that. I can't even tell you.
Boston Talk Sports here.
What do we got?
The Sports Hub.
Ladies and gentlemen, I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Toucher
Yes, I finally shaved my nuts.
and Hardy
Who, me?
Just hanging around.
on 98.5.
Pinkerman, heard about you.
Yeah. We're Costco guys. Of course we go shopping while eating a chicken bake.
That's gross.
Not a great cook, but I do cook.
When I asked him about the sides,
Kick them in the balls.
I don't care about it, but it's not good behavior.
Blaze Bailey is omitted.
Toucher and Hardy
We're the best friends that can be, my buddy and me.
on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Let's go.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning. We are Toucher and Hardy. That is a new show open, to my understanding.
Yes,
In
Ryan
the-
produced that last week.
But there's no way that I said I shaved my balls in some kind of like I had to have been being sarcastic. That is just for everyone's edification. I mean, I do shave my balls, but I don't think that I said I finally shaved my balls, because if I said I finally shaved my balls, then that would have been a long time ago. Probably not in Boston. I probably started shaving my balls post-college. It's a beautiful experience. It's lovely.
Did you feel changed by the experience, Fred?
Yes, I finally shaved my nuts.
Interesting.
Wow. No, but that's not what we were talking about. That was a funny quip by me at the end. He was asking, did you change your life about something else? And I was being real funny. I said I shaved my balls just for everyone's edification.
You and your quick wit can also be can oftentimes be mistaken for sincerity.
Well, it's being pulled out of context is really what the problem is. So, well done, Nick, or Ryan, or whoever the hell made
Ryan,
it.
yeah.
Well, Ryan, you screwed up. Now
I liked it.
everyone's
I heard it when it aired the first time yesterday, Ryan, and I liked it. And I think Fred did shave his testicles.
No, I did. But it's not the first time I ever shaved my balls. Certainly not in the run of this show, my friends. You got to shave your balls when you're like me.
Very hirsute gentleman. You got to maintenance. Very
Ain't
important.
that the truth?
Very maintenance.
It's funny because I guess this is not inappropriate, but my son is he doesn't like body hair. And I'm not talking about genitals. I'm talking about like chest and back.
Yeah, anywhere.
And like really anywhere, like arms or anything. And, right now he doesn't have any hair on his back or anything, but it's coming. And it's a great source of pleasure for me to let him know that the day will come, young man.
Right.
And I say to him, what will be easier, getting over your hatred of body hair or continually trying to maintain a hairless body? And I got news for you. At some point, what's going to be easier is just be accepting it. And then I was thinking about when I got hairy. And because I don't identify as hairy. I don't think I have a swarthy personality often associated with the hair suit. So I don't identify as hairy, which is where we're at now. Don't use that as a pronoun for me. I
was going to say, what your pronouns are furry, berry.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't identify as that. I'm a seal. Yes,
we need to get a guy from Machine back in here and redefine you.
No, he knows that I'm hairy. I don't know if I've ever. Yeah, I have met Guy from Machine. I don't know if he knows if I'm hairy or not. It's probably pretty obvious. But
that's gruff.
I just remember in college, I didn't, there was a time, I was embarrassed to go to the pool because of, my back. And I was too embarrassed to have anyone shave my back. And I did, before we went on spring break my senior year, I went to, a hair salon, a foreign hair salon, a real, a place that, doesn't do this kind of thing. And they wheeled me into in a hallway by the back door. And they were using, eyebrow waxing strips to do my back, which was it was an S show. The whole thing was just a whole mess, and they were doing these little strips. But but there's pictures of me at 16, and I'm not hairy. Even my chest isn't hairy. So I don't know when it all fell apart. I don't know.
A rugged double beer.
And it's not like there were phones back then, so there's 1,000 pictures of me from every day of my life. I mean, it's almost like, did you ever hear the Norm Macdonald joke about the 1800s and about how when people in the 1800s, they died, there was one picture of them, and it was them, and you had to sit there for a half an hour, so they all looked like, ah! And so, anyone that was born before really smartphones, not cell phones, because you weren't taking a ton of pictures with a Nokia. At least I wasn't. So if you grew up before smartphones, if you weren't a kid during smartphones, we're equipped. How many pictures of yourself do you have as a kid? In your possession of a kid?
10 maybe.
I think less for me.
I'm not positive I have one.
Well, I have some celebratory photos, BMX races where I had won, standing there with my trophy.
I didn't have that problem. There's not a lot of winning, and there's no winning.
Well, when I say won, I mean placed and got a trophy. Third place.
Well, listen,
couple of seconds.
Group of 6. That's
well, you got to make it through the motos. You got to make it through the heats just to get into the trophy race. So I did win a race earlier in the day, but when it comes time to actually stand on the podium, get that first place trophy, no. No.
Yeah, Michigan back then, I had friends that were, I don't even know if they do that anymore, but they were motocross guys, bikes.
Waterford Oaks. That was my
Waterford
track.
Oaks.
That was my track.
Corey Segrist and Mark Horowitz used to rock Waterford Oaks, and Corey Segrist, his brother, broke his back. He became a professional motorcycle guy, flipping Roonies at the Silverdome.
Well, it was.
And he ended up breaking his back.
It was a big deal when they would have a national race there, and Stu Thompson is going to be here. He's not riding for Redline anymore. He's sold out and went to Huffy, but that's not a real Huffy he's riding. It's like a prototype, and you would get. God, I'm trying to think. There was Eddie King. There was Special K. There were all these racers that you read about in BMX Plus and BMX Action. If you were some skid down the street and, didn't know you should be reading BMX Plus. And those guys that come to town, it's like, just stop the presses, clear the calendar, spending all day at the track just trying to catch a glimpse of these guys.
Well, we got, I remember in elementary school when they would give you that thing of like books and magazines that you could buy. BMX Plus was on there. So I think once a year, as Gary Goldman would say, like 6 months after they gave you the thing.
Your first BMX Plus
my
would show
first
up
BMX
at the neighbor's house.
Right. And it was like, it came out like 1.5 times a year or something. Like, I don't know. But
Wasn't that better though? Like when you got a cool magazine as a kid, like as a 10-year-old, and it was a big deal to get that magazine, and you had no other connection to the outside or, to whatever world this is that you were interested in, whether it's music, BMX, whatever. You would devour every single word, every ad, every letter, every editorial that you would never read now in a magazine that you picked up, but just so you could have that. Now, everything is available to you at a moment's notice, and I don't think you get as much out of it. You don't. Ironically, you don't learn as much because you're just skimming through the things that really interest you because there's so much available.
Well, everything ever is available. So like I had an adult video news that I had found in the like woods, but it was in relatively good condition. It was in good enough condition that it was in my home for years, and it was like missing pages. And if you don't know what adult video news was, it's essentially a porno industry magazine. Like it was made for people like in the industry. So there was a lot of like in-depth reviews of film.
They have the big awards show in Vegas every year.
Yeah, it's a real collection of winners and future people to commit suicide. And so there's this magazine. There's not a lot of like porn in it, like just very little pictures and stuff. But I mean, I had it for like 5 years. I mean, I read every review. I read every, like, they had like the technology corner or something that I read. You just get bored and read it. And it's interesting that you mentioned magazines, because last night my daughter and I were watching our favorite episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which I believe is even season 12, episode 2. This is a show that's still on the air. And it's the one where they go to the water park and they see a kid with leukemia getting through the line. So Danny DeVito says, I have AIDS, 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 AIDS. And he just walks around going, AIDS, 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 so he can get to the front of the line. And the part of the joke is the people at the water park aren't paying attention. And this is season 12 of a show that's still on the air with real people, and it's not a cartoon. And what is distracting the people at the water park is magazines. I guess the proliferation of cell phones, or unless that was part of the joke, which I don't think it is, it's like they're reading magazines and they're distracted by it. So just anything that's not a phone now seems dated, like Seinfeld's on. And it just, everything that they're not looking at a phone seems dated. It's just, they were, Elaine and him are just at the place where she's trying to buy the pens for her boss.
Oh, yeah, for Mr. Pitt.
And the guys are like hitting on her. The guy's hitting on her. And Jerry's like walking through the store, and I just noticed he doesn't have a phone.
Yeah.
Which is the most aggravating thing on vacation. I don't mind being bumped into and having people walk three across down a path, which happens at the dog play, the Cold Springs Park too. People walk three across, almost in a game of chicken with you when you're just walking on your own side. Yeah. But in the Bahamas, they drive on the other side of the road. Let's all make wide berth. Everyone get along. We're on vacation. But I'll tell you what, grocery store, vacation, when I get bumped into because someone's looking at their phone.
It happened in the airport just when we were coming back this past weekend. And it's, this one, first of all, she's on a moving walkway, and she's not standing off to the side. She is walking, but she's on her phone and like just leisurely pacing. I'm like, put the phone away, step to the side, let's go. Yeah. Let's go.
Unless they say, I'm sorry, a relative just died, and I'm in a state of great distress.
And then you engage in conversation. Was it an aunt, uncle? someone.
It's an opening. It's an opening for Hardy.
Yeah, because then you go, that doesn't count. Let's stop pretending. This is not an immediate relative. But short of an emergency happening, which you would then, or even a stock market collapse or something along those lines, where everyone's in some kind of dire straits, it really pisses me off. Because it's really a middle finger to the world. Like, I'm so engrossed in this thing that I can't be bothered not to bump into you.
Right.
And I'm talking about, like, I'm not playing chicken. I'm trying to get out of the way. But they still, like, catch you with an elbow or catch you with the shoulder. And then they don't even look up. Like, the human contact doesn't even bother them anymore.
That should be an automatic response. That's wild to me. If you bump into someone, the automatic response, if you're not looking, is to pop your head up and go, put your hand up and go, oh, sorry.
But you got to figure there's some people that have they're bumping into 10 people, 20 people a day.
Jeez, that's a shame.
Because they're just walking around bumping into people. God. Talk about not being present. And I'm addicted to my phone. I'm absolutely addicted to my phone. Completely
Do you put it
addicted.
away on the plane?
I can. I mean,
I'll check it every once in a while because then I got the Wi-Fi and you can get your messages and stuff. But like my son, like spends the entire flight on his phone. I'm like, you got that screen right in front of you, pal. You know, you could be, watching episodes of
Tulsa King.
Thank you. Well, season 1.
Yeah, only the first few episodes.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Come on, boy, turn on Tulsa King.
You get 4 episodes of Landman. What are you doing on your phone right now? There's terrible TV to be watched.
Seriously.
Why are you...
You want to kill time? It's right in front of you.
You got 3 hours on this plane. Why are you on your phone the entire time?
Yeah, watch 3 random episodes of Curb Your Enthusiasm from middle series.
Right.
Seasons. With no context.
Not sequential. Nope, we're not doing that.
No, just random seasons with there's really no context and they're like, okay. And then you realize wasn't so great.
Try and watch one battle after another again and see why it's a comedy. Try and figure out why everyone loves this movie so much.
I always think that I'm going to watch a movie on the plane, and then I
never happens.
No. Yeah. And then if you're over international waters, they a lot of time won't show the live TV game. They won't show games.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a problem coming back from the Bahamas. Because I said I would put anything on. See, at first when I get on the plane, I read like a real intellectual. Because I want everyone to see that. And then once everyone's seated, I put the book away.
I did more reading on this last vacation than I have because I got a copy of a book that has not been published yet.
Oh, hey now.
From your friend?
From my friend, yes, it is a proof. It is, and even said
it sucks, huh?
Complete with typos, and I did spot one typo in the book because it hasn't been through the final galleys or whatever those book people call it, but it's really good. So this time I read more than I normally do.
Now, was it in book form or was it in manuscript form?
It's in book form. It is, but not bound even by like good paperback standards. It's like just a real, like cheap cover on it right now.
When you pop in this thing on eBay, rare book.
It says not for resale, not for sale. It says it right on it.
I saw a YouTube video guy with rare books. He had of a prescript for Star Wars from 1975 that called about the Force and Luke Skywalker. I turned it off right away. It was so boring. He said, "Look what I got," and I go, "Oh, what the hell is this? I'll watch anything." And then he opens up this thing, and it's some dorky script from 1975 pre-Star Wars. And I went, "None of this is interesting. How is this a hit?" So stupid. The Dark Force is a force.
When I tried to get my kids to watch it, I'm like, come on, because Wally, you did the same thing. And 10 minutes in, they're bored. I
could not have cared less.
You realize how crappy it is.
I was kind of pissed because they wouldn't give it a chance, but then I watched it for like another 10 minutes after that, and I said, oh, well, I get their point.
Well, the first 45 minutes of Star Wars is terrible.
Yeah.
It's just nonsense of him in the desert. So we've talked about this numerous times because when we were kids, I don't even know if I saw Star Wars when I was a kid. I know I saw Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. I probably never saw Star Wars when I was a kid. So I just knew about it and had the toys because it came out before I was old enough to go to the movies. So when I remember when my kids were really little, I went to the library because you take kids to the library, and I saw Star Wars, so I rented it, and I'm like, all right, everyone's gonna love this because everyone apparently loves Star Wars, and I might have never seen it, and I put it in its totality, and I put it in because remember it wasn't on cable,
right?
And then I put it in. And you're right. And I was like, this is awful.
I saw an interview with Mark Hamill. I forget what talk show it was, but he said when he got the script, he thought it was ridiculous and was passing it around to his friends. Can you believe this crap?
Right.
And then because he was out of work and needed money, sure, I'll take it. And it turned out to be the only big role of his career.
I mean, the reason why it was so cool was for the special effects, and they did amazing things with the sets and made some really cool, cinematic decisions, but the plot at its core, it's the story that's been told 1,000 times before.
Well, I mean, I've heard the Princess Leia. I mean, just think about it. It was called the Star Wars, when it was first approached to them. Think of Star Wars now is eponymous.
Right, but what a terrible name.
Yeah, it's just a terrible name. Star Wars.
But Fred, here's what you're not picking up on. At the beginning of Star Wars, it says, because you think of this being this futuristic thing. No. A long time ago.
Yeah.
In a galaxy far, far away. Does that not intrigue you?
No.
That this actually happened a long time ago?
No.
No food for thought?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
See? Now you're rethinking
We're devolving.
the whole Star Wars stance.
You're a big Devo guy. We're in de-evolution. I understand. Things were fancy, now they're getting worse. All right. We will be back. Not so much locally yesterday, but lots of playoff action and baseball games and things of that. We will have all that for you coming up in just a moment. Hi, we are Toucher and Hardy. Hardy, where to go first in this crazy world of sports? I'll tell you. This What Happened Last Night is brought to you by Leonard Hair Transplant Associates, where your hair doesn't have to be a game of what happened. So change your lettuce and change your life with Dr. Matthew Lepresti at 1-800-GET-HAIR.
Well, let's start with the Red Sox, who, of course, relieved Alex Corin and several other of members of his staff of their duties over the weekend. In the midst of what ended up being a winning effort against the Baltimore Orioles. They took 2 of 3 from the Orioles, and last night they were in Toronto to begin a new series against the Blue Jays. And how would they get things going?
Line drive at a base hit center field. Here comes Contreras rounding third. Straw firing home. It will not get there, and the run is in. Marcelo Meyer 2 for 2 and drives in the first run of the ball game against Dylan Cease.
What do you know about that? And the Red Sox get on the board first. That they would add to it. I will see your single and raise you a base.
And a shot to right field. Sanchez back. It's off the glove. 1 run is in. Anthony churning around third and now heads on back. And an absolute rocket there by Wilyer Abreu.
Uh-huh. And look, we all love the long ball.
2-2. There's a shot driven out to left field. That's deep. That's sailing back. And it's out of here. Home run, Carlos Narvaez. His second home run of the season. Red Sox lead it 5-0 in Toronto.
There's a bullet. A bullet into the stands.
It really can't get out because it's enclosed.
I see. Yes.
Yes.
Dylan Cease got funky delivery.
He was on fire. The first 3 innings, he was great. And then I kind of noticed it too when he was throwing 20 or 30 pitches an inning. He's kind of noticed these things.
Yeah, he got a shot put situation.
Yeah.
By the way, Contreras can never get mad that anyone hits him. Contreras is completely out over the plate.
Yeah.
I mean, you can hit him almost throwing a strike.
Well, to give the show credit, in real time, we're like, all right, that's fine.
He gets hit every game.
Tone it down maybe a little.
He gets hit every game, and it's like, you wear armor. I don't know what your expectations are. I mean, you're hanging out over the plate. I don't know what do you expect out of guys, that they're just going to avoid pitching you in at all?
You guys were watching this game last night?
Yes.
I mean, I didn't watch all 2.5 hours of it, but I did see some of it.
I myself was at the WeMat Gala. So
you were looking forward to that.
I was unable to watch. Let me tell you, what a night. But
I can only imagine.
Were you aware of the no-hitter that was going on?
I was.
Do you not even allow yourself to think about it? You can't say it.
No. Even sitting alone in your living room, no, you're not allowed to say the words no-hitter. But yes, I was aware of it.
No-hitter, no big deal. Talk to me when there's a perfect game.
All right. Well, it's still into the 6th. Suarez had the no-hitter going until.
No time like the present for the Blue Jays to start getting some hits. And that's going to do it. Jesus Sanchez sneaks it inside the bag at third, and he's got a double.
Well, that would be the one hit that Suarez allowed. En route to the 5-0 victory, Suarez going to 8 innings last night.
Struck out 10. The epitome of the crafty left-hander last night, Fred. Threw about 91, kept everyone off balance.
I saw him pitch a couple weeks ago.
Looked really good.
Yep.
Looked really good. And, hey, season-high 3rd straight win for the Red Sox.
So, all of
What's going on with the Blue Jays? Why are they so bad?
Yeah, they're supposed to be good. Well, maybe it's these new coaches. Maybe guys like Marcelo Meyer. While they're not pleased about the Alex Corin situation, they're not necessarily displeased with his temporary replacement.
Yeah, I mean, it's been good. Obviously, it's been a crazy couple of days. A lot of people that we loved as a team go, wishing all of them the best. But at the same time, we got to look forward. Tracy and Epi are two of my favorite managers that I've ever had since I started playing baseball. So super stoked for them to be here. We know that Tracy's going to do a great job, and we have his back.
The Blue Jays, to answer your question, Fred, they're really banged up. They're missing Springer. They're missing your Savage, their great pitcher from the playoffs last year. Barrios is a starter. Barger was a cleanup hitter. Bieber's out. They're missing a lot of guys. That's the reason they're not playing well.
Right. And, well, listen, the team is undefeated since the managerial change.
That's correct.
Yes. And Trevor Story admits that this is not an easy spot for these guys coming in.
With these guys coming in, they're coming into a tough spot. As much as we were sad to see the other guys go, it doesn't discredit.
Did he get his explanation yet? Did he get his sit down with ownership?
He did. He got to sit down with Craig Breslow. He was very satisfied with that.
Oh, thank God for that.
Maserati seems to think that comments Cora made after Friday's game seemed to seal his future. That he said something along the lines of, we have to develop at the major league level or something like that. And I don't know. It was very inside, and the apparently management wouldn't like that he said we have to develop and manage at the major league level because it makes it sound like the Red Sox have saddled them with basically advanced prospects that they have to keep coaching up, and I don't know. It seemed very innocuous and something that if you're hearing it for the first time, such as I was. Because I didn't hear his comments Friday. Because I'm not a lunatic.
Thinly veiled critique of the farm system. I mean, I don't.
But if that's going to get you, well, it's not even of the farm system. It's just that you're asking me to win. Here's the way I interpreted what Maz said, and I don't know. I didn't listen to what Cora said after the game on Friday because I'm not being paid to cover the team on a daily basis. I'm not a lunatic watching the post-game press conferences by baseball managers 162 times a year. But the vibe is that Cora, from my understanding, was making statements that made it seem like this team was not ready to win now, in that Cora was giving guys that were still in need of development at premium positions.
Well, obviously, he felt that way about Mayer. I mean, he's done everything but say that. He wouldn't play him every day, sit him against lefties. He didn't think that the kid was ready. And Chad Tracy, who saw him at AAA, and Epperson, I guess the AA manager, is now the third base coach. So they've seen this kid, and they're running him out there against left-handed hit pitching. So we'll see. I've been waiting for the Red Sox to just put these guys in the lineup and leave them alone for about a month. Just let them make mistakes. They've already made plenty. Just run them out there. Just leave them alone.
But that's where it's a weird situation because that's what you want to do. But then if you're turning around and asking them to speak for the team and win games, that's a difficult position to put people in. And for a manager, you're kind of in a weird purgatory. Like you want me to win 100 games, but you're giving me guys that you want me to play regardless of their success.
And Cora seemed upset that he has to babysit these kids too.
So here's Cora saying what he said.
Right, we got to be smart. We cannot make those mistakes. They know it. We got a bunch of kids that are learning the game. And it's my job to keep teaching them the game.
Yeah, so Maz heard that, and because he's very close to the organization, was able to pick up that apparently would piss the organization off. While you and I, hearing that, would have just sounded like whoop, 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 whoop. But Maz was able to pick that up as he is got his finger on the pulse. But it makes about as much sense as anything else. So that's why you fire your manager in April. And not in October of last year. You fire them in April of this year. Which there's no explanation that's sufficient for that, short of him, subterfuge of the organization. It just does. If you're a button-down organization, you don't fire a guy. You fire a guy before, not after. You fire him too soon. You don't fire him in the beginning of the season. And then bring in your AA and AAA managers. Mm-hmm. Then what about everyone that's still in the lineup?
They were still adding people yesterday. They're like, oh, that's right. We don't have a full coaching staff. We got to add a couple of guys.
You need a guy to stand over there.
Yeah.
Who's going to stand over there?
You need a bench coach. Come on now.
Breslow's got to be feeling good. His job is assured.
Who's the game strategist or whatever Veritek
I don't know.
was?
Well, no one can truly replace Jason Veritek, as we know. There's no replacing that guy. By the way, does this qualify as a dead cat bounce yet? The back-to-back wins?
No, it counts as that they've played 2 games.
I'm just wondering.
Something's going to happen. And they had a pitcher throw with one hitter.
What's Hardy's standard for this?
I don't have one for baseball. There's too many games.
Okay.
It's mostly for football. I'll give it to you occasionally for hockey and basketball.
Okay.
Speaking of hockey, if you're looking for explanations as to why the Bruins played one of their worst games of this season the other night, Morgan Geekie has your answer.
Just a slow start. You know, we kind of harped on it all pre-game, just about how important it is. And, you know, sometimes 2 o'clock games are tough to get up for. But, you know, under the circumstance, you know, we thought we had a lot to play for tonight. And obviously didn't show up. They got up to an early lead. And, you know, it's tough to come back.
It's 2 o'clock puck drops, man.
I best you wish he hadn't said that. 2 o'clock games are tough to get up for. Yep, they are. They're very tough considering
to get
biggest game of the season.
Tough to wake up, you know?
Yeah.
Set an alarm. It's awful.
It's an odd thing to say.
The dumb thing to say.
The 5-hour difference.
Oh, my God, the sun's up. I can't play hockey. What are you talking about?
Meanwhile, these kids grow up playing in like pre-dawn hours.
I know.
You know, when they're at rinks at 5 a.m.
Seriously, how many wake-up calls from your dad at 4 in the morning?
Yeah, meanwhile, what's Buffalo doing? I mean, for Buffalo, it was no problem.
They were in a different time zone. It was night when they played.
Swayman's just
it's an
happy.
odd thing to say. I mean, it's something that you might feel like, wow, this was weird to like have a 2 o'clock game on a Sunday in April. It's something you might feel momentarily going into the game or while it begins. But it's certainly not something after a devastatingly embarrassing loss that you would probably say aloud.
Swayman didn't even have to be out there for the whole game, and he was still happy that that one is no longer.
We're happy it's over with, and we know we have a job to do going into Game 5 in Buffalo, and that's our mindset. We had a great practice today, and a short memory, and understanding that we have a job to do.
Yeah, one more thing, Jeremy. What were you yelling those guys on the bench for when you left the ice?
We have a extremely high competitive group, and we all have a standard that we all carry ourselves to, and it wasn't met, so that was just emotion. And again, I know that it's moved on now, and we have a job to do going into Buffalo.
But that wasn't the question. The question wasn't what did you say. The question was gobbledygook, and then what did you say? Leaving him the opening to not answer it.
Oh.
I heard Felger talking about that. It makes a good point, is that the question, if you're a journalist looking for an answer and you're not engaging in a conversation, should be, what did you say when you left the ice?
Right.
And then if he doesn't answer it, you go, yeah, but what did you say?
Yeah.
Because that's the question, but it wasn't worded like that. It was like, were you fired up and saying something when you, like, it was like giving an out in the question. So it would be interesting to know what he was saying or who he was yelling at, or if he was yelling at Sturm or if he was yelling at the team.
And interesting for Jeremy Swayman, who has been accused of playing the tough guy before, you know, wanting to fight, you know, having this air about him that may not be authentic. Was he really, really yelling at the guys, or was it, to borrow a word from yesterday, performative? Was he doing it just so he could be seen yelling at his teammates as he left the ice?
I think he was embarrassed, and I think
very
he
Holden
was...
Caulfield of you. He's a big phony.
Yeah. Embarrassed, pissed off that
listen, he called that timeout successfully, so I mean, he's doing things. He's taking some accountability, not accountability. He's taking some kind of leadership role.
I'm all for that. I'm all for it.
I mean, he's the only one who played any good in that game, to my understanding. So let him yell at the team.
So we got both tonight, Johnny?
Yes, we have Celtics at 7 at TD Garden on 105.7. Bruins at 7:30 again in Buffalo here on 98.5 The Sports.
And Red Sox at 7:07.
Oh, thank God.
Toronto.
Well, it looks like
Peyton Tolley on the bump.
That's right.
Looks like a real tough run for them in the East. The Celtics. It looks like it's shaping up for a real gauntlet there in the East.
Why? What's happening with the Pistons? We'll talk about that.
They're playing the most boring series of all time. An unwatchable game.
Kate Cunningham just sounds sad.
Why? Neither team got 95 points last night.
It's just the most boring, just stop motion form of basketball. And it's not even like tough or aggressive. It's just sloppy and dumb fouls and just the no pace. I tapped out in the fourth quarter. I was like, I can't watch this anymore. It's just awful. And I don't care if the Pistons win or lose. I really don't. I mean, I'd mildly like them to win, but it's certainly not. I didn't watch the end of the game. It's not. I'm not sitting here living and dying by the Pistons or pretending I'm a huge Piston fan. You know, you'd like to see them win, you know, just being from there. I don't really care that much. But I'll tell you, oh, my God, they really made it a chore to try to watch that thing. That's what I came out thinking, is that this game sucks. Oof. They turned the ball over, I think, 8 times in the first 4 minutes of that game, and I'm not kidding.
Cade Cunningham had 8 turnovers by himself for the game.
8. I think they turned it over 7 or 8 times in the first 4.5 minutes of that game. And that sounds like it would be fun, but then the Magic would get into transition, and then the Pistons would foul in some kind of boring off, away from the basket way, and then it would have just stopped.
Pistons turned the ball over 20 times last night.
Oof. Yeah, they're not going to win many games turning the ball over 20 times. Good coaching, too. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Sports Hub headlines.
Bruins and Celtics both back at it.
Best friends who can be my buddy and me.
Now, more of your best morning buddies, Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Hey, we are Toucher and Hardy. Shane Gillis is performing at the TD Garden. We'll have tickets for his one of his performances. I believe he's doing 3 coming up at the end of this segment. Dave, go ahead, Dave.
Boys, just give me a second. You people at home, start appreciating the show. This is the last. You heard everything else that's out there. This is the last great show. Enjoy it. Hardy's not so bad. He's getting there.
Thanks,
It's
Dave.
going to be great. You guys just listen and show your appreciation. Thank you. That's all.
Thank you, Dave.
Oh,
That's
very
nice.
sweet.
I don't know. It's praise.
You're getting there.
Take praise where you can get it.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Take praise.
I was feeling down on myself, but not no more.
Good.
Cade Cunningham, down on himself.
I mean, going into it, shocked. But with the way that we've been playing, that stuff's not good enough to win games. And this league's too good. They're a good team. So, they're out-rebounding us, turning me over. We haven't hit enough shots. Our defense hasn't caught its footing. So, it's not shocking that we're losing games playing like that.
Yeah, 94-88. The Orlando Magic now lead their round 1 series against the Pistons 3-1.
You talked.
They shot 20% from 3. Orlando shot 26% from 3.
Cade Cunningham.
They shot 38% from the field. Orlando shot 33% from the field. It was a real fun game.
Yeah.
It looked like minor league garbage by both teams. Neither of the teams played well. It was an awful, awful game. Just terrible.
Cade Cunningham, 8 turnovers last night, 9 turnovers the game before, 7 turnovers in game 2. So he has not been good. He's been scoring, but he has not hung on to the basketball as much as you would have liked.
He's not scoring efficiently. He was 3 for 11 from 3 and 7 for 23 from the field last night.
No.
He's not an efficient scorer by any stretch of the imagination. And Duran doesn't shoot.
Not outside of 2 feet, he doesn't. No, that's true.
So it's
he's Robert Williams, actually.
No, the only one who seems to have any idea how to play in the playoffs, and he's not very good, is Tobias Harris.
Yeah.
He seems to have a relative idea of what's going on in the playoffs as opposed to the regular season. But that's not a recipe for success. Well, Tobias Harris seems to be your most together player.
From what I've seen, and I haven't seen a lot of this series, but from what I've seen, Orlando is doing the same thing to Detroit they tried to do to the Celtics last year. Very physical, try and take the opposition out of their game by making them worry about the physicality instead of actually playing and doing what got them there. And Celtics were able to overcome it, but it wasn't a lot of fun. I think the Celtics beat them in 5 last year, but it was a lot of banging around.
It doesn't seem overly physical. It just seems sloppy. And it just seems bad. And if it was physical, it would be kind of at least enjoyable.
But when
there was an edge to the game, but
when
there's
it's just
not.
missed shots and turnovers, then yeah.
Again, I believe the Pistons. I believed I'm not mistaken in saying they turned the ball over 7 times in the first 4.5 minutes of that game. And it's not like Orlando got out to like a 13-point lead, but it's not like it was they were running and gunning and there was alley oops and cool stuff. They were just like away from the basket fouls and game stoppages. It was horrible. I'm telling you, don't even bother watching that. Don't even bother watching the playoffs until the finals. The Celtics will play OKC, and then you can watch that.
There are some interesting series, though. Like the Denver-Minnesota series is interesting because Nikola Jokic just finally found a guy that was able to limit him up until last night.
Well, but Minnesota's all banged up.
Right. They won't have Anthony Edwards the rest of the series. DiVincenzo just tore his Achilles 2 games ago. He's out, obviously, for the season.
So that's kind of a fraudulent series, too. So all I know is this, is that Boston's going to play Oklahoma City. That's all I know. And it's almost guaranteed.
Yeah. Oklahoma City completed the sweep of the Suns last night, who haven't won a playoff game going back for 4 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Swept in the 23-24 season. Didn't make it last year and then swept again last night. So I think you're right, Fred. I think it's shaping up for Boston OKC.
I don't think that's a big shock. I mean, it's just that seems inevitable. No one in the East seems any good except for Boston.
There is significant amounts of pressure, though, on a couple of these franchises. Like, for instance, I've read twice now over the last few weeks, the pressure in New York on the Knicks is immense.
It doesn't even make sense.
James Dolan wants his team to go to the NBA Finals, or he's threatening to clean house. I would assume he'd keep Brunson, but I think everyone else would be expendable.
But then I don't understand
including
exactly,
the head coach.
Yeah, who they hired last year.
Right.
So I don't understand that you're firing the head coach, okay, and then what are you going to do? You're going to turn the whole – I've heard the same thing. You're going to turn the whole roster over? How? How are you going to completely turn an NBA roster over?
Apparently, he had an opportunity to sign Karl Anthony Towns to a contract extension last year and didn't because he wanted to make sure that this was the right team. Apparently, if they succeed this year, he'll sign everyone up and away they go.
Well, he's got to develop some of these players,
right.
and that has rubbed ownership the wrong way. They're not NBA ready.
Right.
By the way, I saw the Golden Knights earlier this year. That's not a great hockey team. They managed to get a win. They did win last night.
He did win.
Yeah.
In overtime.
Yeah, which it shouldn't have been in overtime, as I recall.
No, they blew a lead.
They had a 3-0 lead in that game. They ended up going into overtime and had to win it in OT 5-4. Penguins also were the Flyers. 3-2 to take a 3-2. No, they're down 3-2 in this.
They
series.
were down 3-0.
Yes.
They were down 3-0. Now they're down 3-2.
But that Golden Knights team, I mean, the team that I saw, and I was like, that didn't look like anything resembling a playoff team. And all right, they're tied at 2 against the Mammoth, whatever that means. What I know about the Mammoth is not a lot. I've not watched a lot.
Well, they had a big promotion where you could exchange your Golden Knights jersey for a Mammoth jersey, and I heard there was 600 people in line for that. So 600 idiots sat around getting equal value back for something they already owned.
All the hockey fans in St. George, Utah, that were driving the 3 hours to Vegas for the Golden Knights games.
So, but I mean, what's more fascinating is you spend a certain amount of money on something, and then you're going to spend, before you go into a game, 3 hours in a line to just exchange it for something of equal value. Like, I'm not winning in this. I'm just giving you something and receiving the same thing in return in a different color.
Honest to God, though, you have a giveaway or something like that that's interesting. Fans will line up. For example, last night at the Toronto game, they had like 40,000 fans there. It wasn't because the Red Sox were in town. It was because they were giving away a hockey uniform for their shortstop, Ernie Clement. They gave away an Ernie Clement hockey uniform. Blue Jays hockey uniform, and there was a line out the door and around the block to get into the building.
But at least they just hand that to you. It's not an exchange.
And it's fun because he's not a hockey player.
Oh, yeah.
And you also get something for free. So at least you're getting something. This is an exchange. This is waiting in line for nothing. Waiting in line to be even Steven. 600 people in a line. And apparently they were very proud that 500 people signed up to be season ticket holders at a playoff game. But listen, that saved the NHL's ass. They were in dire straits there in Phoenix and didn't have anywhere to go. And so Utah saved their asses, because that would have been really embarrassing if they couldn't figure that out. Now, they did play at a rink with a speed skating rink around it for a season.
Yes.
But they were able to get it together. And now, as we know, you can be an expansion franchise in the NHL and win everything. There's no turnaround time. It doesn't make a lot of sense. But caller number 10 to the contest line, 617-931-0985, will score a pair of tickets to see comedian Shane Gillis at the Garden on May 7th. Shane Gillis brings his stand-up comedy tour to the Garden for 3 big nights, May 7th through 9th. Limited tickets are still available at Ticketmaster.com. This is great. Remember mixtapes?
Sure.
Yeah.
Just admit when you've had an affair, because then these things don't have to happen. Someone went through Diana Rossini's whatever crap. She's on Spotify or whatever, and they somehow allegedly found a playlist she made for someone named Mike called the Pump Up Playlist.
Oh, boy.
And this is more humiliating than anything I'm not lying. Look, it's embarrassing to get caught cheating.
It's not the pump up playlist, Fred.
What's it called?
Turning the page.
Oh, much better.
This is the most embarrassing thing that's come out of this. Like on a personal level, because everyone has carnal desires. This is inexcusable. It makes Diana Rossini, she's an idiot. If this is her real playlist that she assembled for someone, even in an ironic fashion, he's a moron with very poor taste. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy. The Revolution. This is Boston's home for sports. WBC-FM at HD Boston. 98.5 The Sports Hub. A Beasley Media Group station. Sports Hub headlines.
Bruins will be in Buffalo tonight to try and extend their season. The Sabres lead this first-round playoff series 3-1. Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers have the pregame at 7 and the face-off at 7:30 here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Nikita Zadorov and Victor Arvidsson both missed Bruins practice yesterday. Elsewhere, Pittsburgh was down to Philadelphia 3-0, but now it's 3-2 after a 3-2 Penguins win last night. Out west, Las Vegas won in Utah 5-4 in overtime to even up that best of 7 in 2 games apiece. Celtics entertain Philadelphia at TD Garden tonight. Green lead that playoff series 3-1. Grandy and Max have the pregame at 6:30 and the tip-off at 7 over on 105.7 WROR. At the NBA playoffs last night, Eastern Conference top seed Detroit's in a lot of trouble. They lost again in Orlando 94-88. They trailed that playoff series 3-1. Out west, Oklahoma City swept Phoenix 131-122, and Denver beat Minnesota 125-113 to pull within 3 games to 2. Cooper Flagg beat Con Knipple to win the NBA's Rookie of the Year award last night, and Red Sox lefty Ranger Suarez lights out in Toronto yesterday evening.
And in there for strike 3 as he gets to 10 strikeouts. A magnificent performance tonight for Ranger Suarez. He gets a 1-2-3 again here in the 8th inning.
That is Dave O'Brien on Nesson. Ranger Suarez, 8 shutout innings. He allowed 1 hit and struck out 10 over 8 shutout innings. Red Sox beat the Blue Jays 5-0. Peyton Tolley faces Toronto tonight. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by the $14.99 Big Deal Meals at the 99, like the grilled chicken teriyaki. All Big Deal meals are available all day, every day for just $14.99. You gotta love the 9s. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 7:30.
The Sports Hub. 3 legendary franchises on one legendary radio station. It's the Sports Hub.
And we're back. Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
I'm going to repeat myself, but this is a 4-hour show on 5 days a week. There is a time just to admit when the discretion has been made, you've been caught. Now, I guess if it's murder or something, you're going to get like the death penalty that you might as well fight to the end. But if it's something where it's a forgivable offense, or really ultimately no one's business, best maybe just when you've been caught, be caught. If you're a public figure. I gave you the example of Tiger Woods. Now, if you're Tiger Woods, you've gotten away conceivably with driving effed up numerous times in your life, and you get pulled over and you're famous. You don't want to go to jail and you don't want to get a OUI, so you say something like, "I've been talking to the president," and then maybe they go, "Oh," and then, "All right, well, be on your way, sir, and don't do this again." And who doesn't? Who wouldn't want that? But then there's flipping a car in a residential neighborhood at 2:00 in the afternoon on a Monday or whatever it was, when you are coming out of the wreckage of tipping a car over on your own, and the police come to approach you, and you said, "I was just on the phone with the president." Shut up. Like, now is the time to take accountability. Like, what cop can go, "Yeah, we'll just turn the car over and put it on a truck"? I guess in 1982 they could have done that. But in 2000,
there's body cameras now.
You just at a certain point, you got to just go, "All right, okay, let's evaluate this situation. Like, how bad could this be? I'm going to get an OUI. I'll go to rehab and take hallucinogens over in Europe for a month, and then I'll come back and everyone will forgive me." Was everyone going to hate that? Now, if you kill someone, then you're a terrible person. But look, okay, you dodged a bullet. You got to address this behavior. Certainly don't drive anymore. I mean, what is he going to, no one's ever going to let him do anything again? I mean, come on. So if you're Mike Vrabel and you're caught with Diana Rossini, for whatever odd reason, you've been dating this woman for a very long time. It seems like a huge pain in the ass. Like, again, everyone can understand a flight of fancy, even having an affair. Everyone, you might not do it, but everyone understands why, right? Why? But the pain in the ass of this thing that's apparently been going on for 6 years is really something else. But he, instead of just not saying her anything, or just going, yeah, whatever, it's true. He denied it, and she denied it. And what happens is when you start denying things and then people find one lie, they start digging in for more lies, and they start searching your digital records. And this couldn't be more embarrassing if you tried. So Diana Rossini, I found annoying because of her behavior dictated towards us, which was brief but annoying. We made fun of this interview she did with Kevin O'Connell, and then which we do, every show about something. We'll play some bad media piece and make fun of it, and she was the only one ever to send us baked goods.
Right.
And say, like, I got to keep my boys fed, which now in retrospect seems a little bit like thou
doth protest too much.
Yeah, neither of us can say it. Yeah. But, it seems like a little bit like, you reacted to that a little weird, which is what we said at the time. I mean, we didn't go into a long history of her life or anything. It was more just revoltingly weird. But now I understand why she did it. She was banging the coach of the football team. So I guess, maybe
she was on edge.
Here's another thing: is maybe when you're banging the coach of the football team, keep a low pro when it didn't have anything to do with you banging anyone or doing anything.
Keep a low profile when it comes to accusing others of sexist behavior.
But the thing is that we weren't talking about her doing anything sexually at all. It was never referenced. You have to understand. The only reason if we were doing that and she sent that, I would be self-reflective enough to go, I understand why she did it. It was weird, but I understand why she did it. You have to understand, none of this had anything to do with sex or anything. It was how dumb her interview was, could have been Pat McAfee or anything else, sounds ridiculous to say, but it is the media landscape that we're in. In fact, if anything, in a lot of ways it sucks to be a woman in the business, but in a lot of ways when it comes to public criticism, it's a little harder to do. But this is not. So, there's pictures of those two, Vrabel and Rossini, like smooching at a bar a long time ago. So this thing has been going on for God knows how long. But someone went through her Spotify, which does not sound as good as Apple Music. And she had made a Spotify playlist called Turnin' with no G, Turnin' the Page. So she made a playlist for someone. And she called it Turnin' the Page. And she shared it with a user named Mike on December 19th, 2022. So some sleuth went through and saw that she made this for Mike. And this just so happens to coincide with a 4-game Titans losing streak.
Which I don't know what meaning you can put on that, but maybe the playlist is good. Maybe it's just a good playlist.
So let's go over this piece by piece. First, she made a playlist, which is this is a woman, I guess, in her late 30s at the time, and she's making a playlist. So somehow she wants to express herself through music. Now, you'll think to yourself, oh no, these old hipsters trying to get at it again, they're just going to make fun of this music. Yeah. So here's the deal, is that, fine, let's just go through the exercise that we are indeed making a playlist, and this is something anyone wants from anyone, especially a married 40-year-old, 45, 46-year-old man at the time wants to get some playlist from a woman. Sure. Okay, that's great. So you conceivably took time because you cannot express yourself in the way that these songs can. Leave it to these talented artists to express things. Like, Mike, listen to this, and it will take you through a cavalcade of emotions in a way only music
and
can.
And start it from the beginning. Okay.
And then she goes back to Beyonce from the same album.
Well, don't skip over Big Energy.
Oh, is this song? This
I had no idea.
In Philadelphia.
Name of this song. All right.
Oh, this is so she's saying Vrabel has is well hung, which is shocking. Proportionally, it can't be that big a deal.
Can you imagine being Vrabel or anyone else sent this and like, what is this? Well, why am I listening?
I'm
to
thrilled because she's saying she's very satisfied with my genitalia. Right? That's what that whole song's about, right?
I don't know.
Yes, it is Big D energy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
That he has. So she is telling him in the second song on this wonderful mixtape that he has Big D energy.
Hey, Dad, when you gonna stop playing?
Yeah, we all know. It's not great. But then she goes,
Practice.
on track 5, she goes to Mike Hunt.
Re-rack that because the lyrics are interesting in this one.
Created them in a lab.
I mean, if I was listening to this playlist and then I looked at the picture of the person who made it, I better have 1992 Pamela Anderson staring back at me, or else I'm blocking. And then this thing happens after it. Sure, okay. And then after, this is
Well, anybody who knows music is going to include the Black Eyed Peas on pretty much it.
The real highlight is when she gives up at the end, and then she goes into this Pink song.
Why so serious?
Sure. And then she goes into something called Bass Down Low.
Sounds like someone playing in that dungeon in the movie Seven when they go down there and they.
Wow. Yeah.
Guys, our John Doe had visited the S&M shop, and
then it takes a incredible 180. And it just starts getting into WBCN's playlist in 2006.
I don't even want to do this one.
So she said, Mike, I don't know if you've heard this before. I got to put this on a playlist for you. You know the song that's in every commercial and on the radio and everything constantly? Mike, have you heard Can't Stop by the Red Hot Chili Peppers? Mike, I had to make a playlist. You never could find Can't Stop by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Mike, I've been thinking about you. It's Can't Stop by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I was at the store today, and they were playing Can't Stop by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Hey, I was at the beach today, and someone was playing Can't Stop by the Chili Peppers. Hey, I was walking down the street, and everyone was humming Can't Stop by the Chili Peppers. You know that terrible song by the Red Hot Chili Peppers that hears on constantly? And then she gets a little angry and pulls out the big guns.
Cut my life into pieces.
Yeah.
This is my last resort.
She's a 12-year-old boy who's upset his parents. And his take this guidance counselor.
She included two of the songs that I can never ever hear again, and it's
sure, but it's time to dig into the crates. Look, this guy's 51. He's my age, about to turn 51 if he's not already. And Diana Rossini's no spring chicken. So what were you doing in 1987?
Cut my life.
No, not that one. What were you doing in 1987? Where were you hanging out? Were you in the jungle, baby? Which, again, welcome to the jungle. I liked when I was 12 years old. I just don't understand. Hey, Mike, if you didn't think about this, here's a song off a Diamond Platinum album that was the first song in a single that plays at your games. Like, you know when you're on the sideline and they play Welcome to the Jungle? Here's it on Spotify. I didn't even buy it for you. I came across it on Spotify. You know the song they play coming out of timeout? Here's how uninteresting I am, Mike. Look at how uninteresting I am. I'm the blandest, dumbest human being on the planet.
And it really is the worst playlist ever because it not only has, but it also has.
Cut my life into pieces.
Yeah, it's
why both?
Because it's scouring she's almost like a plumber of the popular culture in the 2000s. She's just taking the diarrhea out of it.
You say 2000s. It's 80s rific.
Yeah. Now listen, everyone likes Photograph, but again, I've heard it before.
Have you?
But then
have you heard it on the same playlist with?
You're on the couch.
No, that's what makes her so interesting. By the way, she sat down and did this. Like this was an exercise that needed to be done. This is really fascinating to me. And I think everyone could agree because even you say you like Papa Roach and the singer was a really cool guy actually.
Cut my life into
But
pieces.
say you like that song, but you certainly then don't turn around and listen to Big Energy. But nonetheless, she just says, "Hey, Mike, remember when we were driving and it was 3:30 on a Tuesday and you were sick of hearing tunes, so we just popped on Faction and ended with the door open.
Well, I'm gonna defend her here because if you're gonna have this, you're also gonna have.
She gets out a album formality, not your actual penis.
Mm.
Someone else says she's unsettlingly desperate. But if you're desperate, wouldn't you at least try to pick a lane to seem interesting? Again, this is far from being too cool. I'm actually thinking you be the person who received this, woman or man, especially woman. Worse than a man. Man, I mean, guess you're so happy having sex with her, you'll put up with anything. But if you're a woman, think about getting this from a guy. I've cultivated this list of random crap and thrown it together. There's no like linear meaning to it. There's no like if the vibe is get over this losing streak, even if like a pathetic attempt to at least tell a narrative is there. This can't be undersold about how uninteresting and stupid this is.
Well, if it starts with. It only makes sense that it would end with.
I've never heard this before.
Yes, you have.
Oh, of course you have.
They played this at the Steelers game.
Once we get to the meat of it, you'll.
I don't think we're gonna get. I don't want to get.
Well, it does. It takes about 45 seconds or a minute to get.
Well, it
there.
sticks.
Yes.
So I know. Oh yeah, Renegade.
There you go.
Okay.
There it is.
That sticks.
Yes.
All right. Well, Scott obviously has to call it.
He loves this song.
Hey guys, good to be back. Hey, I had a question. Is Flat Bottom Girls on that playlist? Or can you play it? Can you please?
Cut my life into pieces.
All right, very good. Well, congratulations, Diana Rossini. I couldn't like you less. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Touch.
And you know, it's tough to come back.
Hey, we are Toucher and Hardy. Fluto Shinzawa is a senior NHL writer for The Athletic. He's the man when it comes to covering the Boston Bruins. I read him every day. Of course, the Boston Bruins look to try to right the ship tonight at 7:30 in Buffalo. You can hear that game on our airwaves this evening. Fluto, hello, sir.
Good morning, Fred.
Hey, nice talking to you. Now, not such a good outing. About as bad as you could possibly look in that certainly that first period 2 days ago.
The worst period, hands down, no discussion of the whole year. It was a full amateur hours worth of play in 20 minutes. It was just, and it kept getting worse, Fred. You think, okay, 1 goal, 2 goal, okay, this is where they dig in and push back and at least tilt the ice. But no, it was just the entire 20 minutes, start to finish, and the puck play was just outrageously bad, and just not professional the way that they managed the puck. And this was some of your best players. This was McAvoy bombing that pass to his partner. This was Hampus Lindholm, just a pop-up right up the middle of the ice trying to clear the puck. So it was clear to see where their issues were. They were entirely in their own zone. They give the goalie zero chance to be a difference maker, and it's lights out after 20. The game was over. You got to start preparing for the next game, and here we are for Game 5.
The thing that really bothers me about this series, Fluto, is the missed opportunity in Game 1, and they scored first in Game 3 too. In a perfect world, it could be 3-1 the other way instead of 3-1 down.
Yep, for sure, John. But it's going the wrong way. I don't think they were at all displeased. Aside from the outcome, the way that the style in which they played Game 1, they were pleased with everything that in terms of the execution. Game 2 obviously went their way. In Game 3, you could say, oh, this is where Buffalo is starting to look like Buffalo, and then of course Game 4. So you can see it. Just the momentum of the series is completely slipping away from the Bruins. So it's not headed in a good direction. Granted, it's just you have to win one game, and they can certainly do that. They have that spirit that they've shown all year in terms of being a team that doesn't quit. That's going to fight. Granted, they're banged up now, so they might be missing a guy or two, which is not ideal. But they just have to be better with the puck in their end, and then go from there. We'll see.
Yeah, it's interesting you use the term unprofessional, Fluto, because that's what it looked like. It didn't look like a collection of guys, A, who were equipped to be out there in that spot, or B, had played well enough at any point during the regular season to get themselves there. And it's staggering when you see this team be so schizophrenic at times. And you know, the inability to clear the puck out of their zone, turning the puck over in their own zone, because it's not like it's been like that all season long. It pops up, and in this case, at the worst possible moment.
That's exactly right, Hardy. The worst time, the worst situation. And yes, it was not like Buffalo was really pressing the issue either. Like Jordan Harris has plenty of time to come out. I was talking to him about it yesterday, the play where he gives out the puck. Well, if he thought maybe if he goes out the other end or behind the net, then he's not in trouble. But he goes out the other way, and then all of a sudden you just see the wheels start coming off, and next thing you know, Benson goes in, backhand, boom, it's 3-0. Charlie, take a little bit more precision with your pass and make that it's an easy play. He's not under pressure behind the net. Hampus, take a little time. It's just, you play like that against a prep school team, they're going to score. It's just very, very uncharacteristic. And you just can't afford to play that way against any team, and especially in the playoffs. Otherwise, you're blasting yourself in the foot, and you're giving yourself and your goalie zero chance to really be in the fight. So it's that was the worst. It can't get worse than that. So they'll be in a better position tonight for Game 5.
I understand it's part of the package with Nikita Zadorov. Some of it is anyway. With 48 hours to think about it, can you explain what he was thinking at the end of the third period of the last game? And are he and Victor Arvidsson going to play tonight?
I don't know about Nikita. He didn't practice. He was there at the rink. He was getting treatment. So yeah, he just hasn't been skating with the same pop as we've seen him skate all year. So who knows? That would be a big loss. Same with Victor. Casey Middlestat, his line mate, he made it sound like that wasn't going to be a possibility for Victor to play. So I don't know. And they're not going to skate this morning, so we won't know until later this afternoon. Marco's scheduled to just chat later this afternoon. So perhaps he'll tip his hand there. In terms of the play, who knows what Darlene said? Maybe he popped off and said something, because you can kind of see on the replay, it's a stoppage. They're circling around, and then Nikita goes after him with the stick and then the punch. It's just pointless. I think he's lucky that the refs called it the way they did with the 5-minute major, the game misconduct. So it's all there, and then he gets the fine. That's that. But yeah, regular season, that's maybe he's sitting the next game. So it's just pointless. And I understand. Hey, I like the old school stuff where you fight and you scrap and you send a message, but it's a different game now. So you just can't do that. That's not how the league is. 2/3, 3/4 of the roster on both teams are not built that way. They're not designed for that kind of stuff. So it's just stupid.
Okay, what happened in practice yesterday? I guess uncharacteristic practice. I guess unusual practice.
It got hot. Yeah, it got hot. It was the play that I saw. They're down low and they're going at it. Corrali knocks off Peake's helmet, and Peake he got pretty fired up. He was trying to chase Corrali there, and then the drill wraps up. They go back to the blue line, and Peake gives Corrali a shot with a stick right in the chest, and they're yapping, and then Kaslik breaks his stick, and then practice is over. They're all hugging in terms of they let Peake and Corrali lead the stretch in the middle, and they stick tap, and away we go. But you can understand, right? Everybody's angry. Everybody's looking for some kind of fight, some kind of edge, some kind of spark. So yeah, it's you don't see that very often, if at all. I don't recall seeing it at all this year in terms of teammates going after each other. But you can understand why.
It can't hurt. And so in terms of Swayman, a lot is being made about what he was yelling at the end of the game. And I don't know, the whole dynamic going on there. Do you have any insight into what was going on with that?
Well, Jeremy said that's just emotion of the moment, that he said there's a high standard and it wasn't met. So yeah, plain as day, right? And if you're the goalie, and I was surprised that Marco didn't hook him after the fourth. And if not then at least let Jonas start the second. So, and then, geez, I didn't even see the fifth and sixth goals just because the game was over by then. But yeah, you can understand why he's ticked off, and he had every right to be. No chance, zero chance. And he's your real number one difference maker, the guy that is able to turn losses into wins, and he was never put in that situation where he can influence the outcome just because of how badly his teammates were playing in front of him and giving him zero chance. So yes, I would have given him the last 40 minutes off. Hey, clear your head. We're going to need you for Game 5 to be at your best. So maybe he was a little angry about that too. But hey, that's goalie life for you. It's all your fault, and you can understand why he was angry.
I wouldn't want you trying to get in the head of a goalie, especially during a playoff series, but would you consider making a playlist for Marco Stern? as Diana Rossini did for Mike Vrabel during a certain time, presumably some years ago. Is that something you would consider? And if so, Fluto, what songs would you put on the playlist for Marco?
Good question.
Oh, geez. Well, Marco, he's German, right? So maybe some of that heavy stuff. Who knows? Hey,
Kraftwerk?
Well, Kraftwerk's not heavy, but maybe you confuse him with electronic music. Absolutely. All right. Well, Fluto Shinzawa, look, hopefully they can extend the season tonight. Maybe that little dust up in practice is a spark that they can take into the game. It certainly is interesting, and good job covering that. Fluto, enjoy the game tonight, and hopefully we can talk to you soon about the playoffs continuing.
Very good. See you later, guys.
All right. Thank you,
Thanks,
Fluto. We appreciate it. There you go. Fluto Shinzawa. That game is at 7:30 tonight. The Bruins are plus 142. I don't often read these things, but I'm just reading it because then you think, well, maybe I'll bet on it, and then you go, no.
No, not this
I'm not
team.
throwing
Why don't
good
you get
money.
yourself pizza instead?
Yeah, I'm not throwing good money
Yeah.
after bad. That's for sure. Because I actually did think about it. I'm like, because this is gambling for most people. Is I'll be watching it, so maybe I'll gamble on it. And then I went, oh no, I won't. No. You know what screwed me is that Breer told me that the Jets were going to pick Bailey, number 2.
Right.
And I went to the sports book at the Baha Mar, and they weren't taking action on the draft. And Reese was Arvell Reese was the favorite. So I could have
chance to cash in.
I could have cashed in.
Yeah,
my insider info.
You're still playing with house money though. When you said what screwed me was that what do you call it, Super Bowl, and from that I shan't recover.
I haven't gambled since the Super Bowl.
I did during the Masters. That was no. I had some money out for March Madness, but it was at March Madness and the Masters. But that Super Bowl set me back for a while.
When you're with your 15-year-old daughter, not a lot of going to the sports book, nor did I want to really.
Yeah.
But I did go, oh, it's the draft. Breer said they're going to take Reese, so I don't hope I'm not getting Breer in trouble. But he was, I don't know, he's an analyst. That's what he thought they were going to do.
Well, it's going to be one or the other, not exactly both.
So I went and I just after dinner I was like, oh no, right, the draft. And it takes forever to get going. So I'm like, oh, I can do it. And then I looked at the board and they were not taking action. And then, of course, I wouldn't have even been here today. I would have been on a tropical island.
Could have bought the damn thing.
Yeah. I was like, what's the limit here? I saw a guy taking a $30,000 out. A guy standing there because they had a desk, I don't even know what they do with the desk. It wasn't the cashier, but they had a credit room, but he wasn't there. Credit room, I warned Zoe. I'm like, don't date anyone who goes into the credit room.
Yeah, don't date anybody who's looking to get a line of credit at a casino.
That just seems like a good way to go bankrupt. And so this guy was standing by this desk. I don't even know what they did at the desk, but he was asking. He's like, I won $30,000, and they were talking to him. They were kind of talking to him, maybe you don't want to get this $30,000. And then I saw him gambling for the rest of the time.
Oh.
And he wasn't even in the high roller room. And the high roller room was only $100 minimum. What are you going to do? And no one was ever in there.
For
blackjack.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, when it gets $100 minimums on craps, that's when it gets
out of control. Yeah, you're throwing around $10,000 on a roll, All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
Sport.
Pleasure. That's impressive.
Well, you introduced me to this band. This is with the playlist you made me.
I was just going to say, which mixtape is this? With love,
Man, I wonder,
Adam 12.
Did I? No, but like for real, I don't think I've ever. I mean, we've shared musical.
You told me
songs.
that you would really like this band called the Japan Droids.
Yes.
You
and
said
left it at that.
But I'm trying to think back if I ever made.
Oh yeah, he did.
Like made Fred like a
No.
playlist or anything. But I don't.
But
believe
if
I
you
did.
did it, it would make sense because at least it would have curated something that I wouldn't have heard before.
And given thought to the songs that I choose and the order that they're in, which is kind of the whole effing point of a mixtape, right?
Well, according to the movie High Fidelity, yeah. I mean, that's sort of the thing. The only mixtape that I recall getting is I had my best friend in elementary school whose both his parents were deaf.
What?
What just happened?
Just pause for being inclusive. And but Alex Cho, he was a great kid. And he moved to DC, and when he moved to DC, he got super punk rock, and he like sent me this mixtape, and it had Green Day on it. And I was a big Descendants fan, so I was like, "Oh, Green Day is great," but I couldn't find any of their crap.
Did you want like even a momentary like sarcastic amount of credit for being friends with a kid whose parents were deaf?
You know who moved to DC and didn't get into the punk scene? Paul Perry.
Oh, it's
He
good
didn't
point.
even know that
Phil.
club exists.
Phil. It's Phil. But
Yeah, I wanted a little
Yes,
credit.
Paul Perry, yeah.
Yeah, I was friends with the guy's parents were deaf. Hello.
Yeah, the kid's a loser.
No. You see, that's the attitude that I'm trying to switch. Hardy at 985thesportshub.com. Yeah, I was friends with kid, both parents deaf. Don't worry about it. I didn't make a big deal about it. Even when he took us 20 miles away to the movies and there was no calling him to pick us up. When you call his phone, he just went
TTY line, right?
Yeah.
Strobe lights flashing.
Yeah. But they could feel the vibrations in the house. Like we always would
That
get.
should have been on that playlist. Marky Mark.
Well, if Alex
Vibration.
would have made it, he would have done that. So, we'd be having a sleepover, and he'd be like, "Settle down, my parents they can't hear Alex. Like, shut up." And he's like, "No, they can feel the vibrations." And then we'd be like, "I get out of here." And sure enough, his dad went deaf. His dad used to be able to hear. He went deaf in the Korean War, and he was old. And but his mom was deaf. And then he moved to Gallaudet, moved to DC to teach at Gallaudet.
There you go.
Yeah, I was friends with the kid. Don't worry about it. Stay in touch. And he sent me the Green Day thing, and then so I went, "Oh, they're good," but I didn't really pay attention. And then fast forward to college, and I'm in this girls' room, and there's a Rolling Stoner Spin magazine, and on the cover there's Green Day, and I'm like, "Huh?" This is how out of it I was. I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "I think my friend sent me a tape of these guys like 8 years ago," and she's like, "Yeah, they have the biggest album in the world," and I'm like, "I don't know what's going on. I'm in college. I have no idea what's going on. I don't know anything."
It is fascinating that you did the opposite of what most people do.
Yeah, be friends with the kid. Yeah,
been a disability advocate
Despite
since you
he
were a
was
kid. It's impressive, man.
Absolutely.
Despite him being such a zero, on account of them,
Adam, this is the attitude.
on account of them deaf parents.
No, he's a terrific kid, and it just took time for someone
No, he wasn't.
to let him in. He was fantastic.
That kid was a piece of garbage.
He was
His
my best
parents
friend.
couldn't hear.
We used to dress like the Blues Brothers on Friday.
Towing a line there,
Super cool. Super cool.
Kid's trash.
Nope. He was fantastic. And this is the attitude I'm trying to get over. But
I didn't
nonetheless.
even bust his balls too much on account of him having parents who were deaf.
Nope. It didn't even occur to me. I was that open-minded even at that age.
Fred learned basic ASL so that he could communicate with his friends'
No,
parents.
he did not.
He did.
No, he did not.
Took a class at the library on weekends.
Of course he did.
So we were in the car one
I can
time.
spell my name in ASL.
I think I can too.
That's what my son did for his whole winterim at his school, is learn sign language.
Wow.
And so we're in the car one time, and he actually moved in 6th grade. And so me and my friend from 6th grade, Craig Turnbull, and I are in Alex Cho's car, and his dad's driving. And we're talking, and we swear. And Craig goes, "Wow, what? Shh, like, don't swear." And we're like, "Dude, Alex's dad's deaf. He can't hear. And he goes, really? And we're like, yeah. And he goes, F. And then we're like, and he's like, he's like, S. A-hole. F and A-hole. And then he starts putting up middle fingers.
Not blind.
We're like, no, he can see that, my friend.
Really
You're just flicking the guy off at this point.
ASL to know that one.
No. And I learned, guess what this means?
I don't know.
BS.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Ryan beat
Oh, yeah.
Did you know that, Ryan?
Yeah, he did.
You know this? That might even be wrong. Hey. But you know this. Yeah, that's far.
Finger man.
That's far.
What else do you know?
Hey, Alex.
27.
You like to make signs, huh?
Here's a sign for you.
Here's a sign for farting. Here's a sign for BS.
Finger man. I heard about you.
Right. Let's say dirty stuff. Let's say
He's a finger man. I'm the finger man too.
Let's say dirty stuff. Diarrhea. Let me see if I can make you laugh.
Let me see you're a top signer.
She can talk to anyone, G. All right. We will be back. We have a fun game to play in just a moment.
askthejohnsewer.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 8:30.
Listen to it, laugh at it, get mad at it, agree with it, argue about it. It is Boston Sports. Boston Sports. And it is all we do. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
I know. No, you don't know.
Everyone agrees that I'm the only one who's not wrong.
Right or wrong, they're back. Toucher and Hardy on the Sports.
I'm looking to take February break next year. I'm looking to switch it.
Yeah, I announced the same thing to my family. This will be the last time I'll be taking that April break.
So I don't know where I would go. I mean, this is a big problem to have, but I don't know where you can go where it's warm enough in February if you're choosing to go somewhere warm. I mean, you got to really travel.
The Bahamas won't get it done.
Florida won't get it done. You could go to Miami, have it be 50 degrees.
Go to Aruba.
Aruba, yeah. No, I won't go to Aruba, and I'm not going to Mexico, despite the pharmacia. All right. So while we were gone, I apologize.
Yeah,
I'm
what do you
trying to move this
Don't
screen.
touch my.
They're connected. I'm not doing it to you. I'm doing it for me. I apologize. You know that's annoying him.
You guys having a sword fight over there or what? What's
He's
going
not
on?
happy.
What
are you doing?
I'm not doing it on purpose.
Make sure this still works.
Cut my life into pieces.
The Rossini playlist is still here. That was the singer of that band was a good guy.
Yeah.
I saw him break his ankle, finish the show. All right, snapped his ankle right there in Atlanta. All right, so while we were gone,
yes,
there were many co-hosts that were kind enough to fill in. We had the likes of Joe Murray, Matt McCarthy, Dan Roach, Marky Dondero, Paul Perillo, Kendra Middleton, and Chris Forsberg.
Yes.
Now, they all filled in, and so what is the game we are going to play, Adam 12?
It is.
What host said that? Ooh-wee. What host said that? What host said that? Ooh-wee. What host said that? What host said that? What host? I said what host said that?
Yeah.
That's good. All right, Adam.
There's a little extra in there.
He's doing the running man for 2 seconds, and then he dies.
Smoking a cigarette and running away. Yeah.
Well, no, the kid can't smoke a cigarette. With that fake ticker in him, he died head over heels. All right, what's going on? What are we doing?
So I am going to read a quote from one of the fill-in hosts from last week.
Okay.
It's leaving it up to you to figure out.
Single elimination. Once they're done, they're off the board.
No, they can be used multiple times because we do have a whole
Matt
bunch of clips
McCarthy.
here. Yes. Yes. I will read the quote. You guys will discuss among yourselves who you think it was. What host said that, and then we can play the clip from your Vox Pro. Fred.
So let's run down the names again. It's Matt McCarthy, Mark Dondero, Paul Perillo, Chris Forsberg, Kendra
You have
Middleton.
a list in front of you.
You have you have one as
sorry.
well.
It's right there.
Murray, McCarthy, Roach, Dondero, Perillo, Middleton, and Forsberg.
Excellent.
All responsible for these quotes in some way, shape, or form. First quote: "When the water hit my, I screamed like Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone."
Dan Roach.
I'm going to say Mark Dondero.
I'll say McCarthy.
When the water hit my you-know-what, I went banana.
Yeah.
I don't think it's Dan Roach. I don't think he's got that specific cultural reference.
Once I hit my you-know-what, I said, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't Perillo. It wasn't Kendra. It
might be Forsberg, but I'm going with McCarthy.
No, it wasn't Forsberg.
It was Dan Roach. He was talking about being on the Disney.
I
bet he's talking about being on Splash Mountain.
Yeah. I'm sticking with Dondero.
I can see your thoughts.
You all have your choices. Go ahead and play the clip, Fred.
Then I had to take a shower and change into an outfit, and when the water hit my,
your nipples, Dan.
Yes.
You know. Good for McCarthy by saying, you can say nipples. Everyone has them.
Uh-huh.
But, he doesn't want to get anyone in trouble. Good for him.
Yes.
We can say nipples on the radio. I don't know if you can say nipples on Channel 4.
I scream like Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone.
We can say nipples on the air. How do you prevent that from happening? I mean, obviously you didn't.
Vaseline, like they tell you to do that and stuff like that, and cover them. Some people tape them with Band-Aids and everything else, but that hurt.
Well, there you go, Fred.
Dan
Point
texted
for
me
Fred.
yesterday. I didn't text him back.
Oh.
I was just sharing stories. See, I know Danny very well.
You
I
do.
knew that was Dan
Nicely
Roach.
done.
All right. Very good.
Next quote. I'd hold my own in an ice cream eating contest.
Joe Murray. But it might be Dundero reacting to Joe Murray. Were they on the air together?
They were on the air together.
Dundero reacting to Joe Murray. How about that? How about a little curveball on you?
Specific, huh?
Dundero reacting to Joe Murray. Because I did get emails that Joe was very food heavy.
Oh.
In content when he was on the air.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But it also sounds like something that Kendra would oddly brag about.
I see. I'm with Hardy on this. I was going to say Kendra.
Oh, like, hey guys, I eat ice cream too.
Yeah.
Low key, I'm an ice cream girl. Okay, we'll see.
Roll the clip.
I'd hold my own in an ice cream eating contest.
Oh my God, I'm
Look at that, Freddie T. Right out of the box.
It's called the square peg round hole. Trying to fit himself into a convo that he don't really belong in. It's an amateur conversation tactic.
Wow, very impressive.
Yeah, see, best sit it out, but you don't have to, or tell a relating story instead of trying to one up.
I'm just trying to figure out what the rest of that Kendra conversation would sound like. I could low key hold my own in an ice cream and butter pecan for life. Word. What's up, party peeps?
And then she would have, and then she would be pictured
I'm
for
an ice
working
cream
out the next time.
I'm an ice cream girly.
BPFL, ice cream girly.
Yep.
Well, she didn't say it, and you're punishing her for no reason.
Yeah, right. That's why it's fun.
The guy with the deaf parents.
That's why it's fun and funny. She's probably friends with that stupid kid.
Adam?
I don't like it.
All right.
Why do you think I keep doing it?
All right, here we go.
I'd hold my own in an ice cream eating contest. I don't care who I'm up against.
I love ice cream, but I get that brain freeze.
No, you can. There's a way around it.
How do you?
You slurp it.
No.
Yeah, and then you get punched in the face.
Jesus. Oh my God.
Slurping ice cream?
I've never seen that.
You
Slurp
slurp
it
it.
up.
Oh.
Slurp it up, slave.
Ugh.
You slurp the ice cream.
What do you mean you slurp it?
There's a technique where if you kind of slurp the ice cream, it goes down more like milk, and you can avoid the brain freeze. I learned
it from Peter North early in his career.
One of his first scenes.
I believe his first.
It was.
I learned this back during an ice cream eating contest with some legend when I worked in Mississippi. Taught me, R.H. Brown taught me how to slurp it.
So were you involved? Were you covering?
I was covering this, but he won the competition.
And so he gave you a little tip
off the record. Yeah,
off the record.
I've always been good at eating ice cream, especially if it's a flavor I like, spot I like. Just telling you. Don't underestimate me because I'm not as big.
That's a good
If
tip.
he worked in Mississippi, I'll give him some credit. In this day and age of just people putting a microphone in their bedroom and pretending that they're on the air, if he had to travel around the country trying to get audiences in Mississippi and what else, you have to give Dundero some credit.
Taught me how to slurp it.
That's right.
That's right.
Learn
All
how to
right.
slurp it in Mississippi.
What's next?
What you got, homeboy?
That's right, TT Boy. He never did that. His brother Talon did.
That's right. And TT Boy does not like that his brother did that.
No, it's a whole thing.
Yes.
All right.
All right. Next quote. Do you feel that you have open range to just let it rip when you're at a urinal?
Well, that's Kendra, obviously. What if it was asking a story of Matt McCarthy? Do you have it's Forsberg or Murray, and I'm Forsberg or Murray.
Perfect record on the line here.
Do you?
It's
Do you
got to be
feel
Murray
that you have
because
an
I
open
don't.
range? Go ahead.
I think it's got to be Murray because I don't know if Forsberg would be.
They're talking
that
about
loose.
farting at the urinal.
Farting, or I guess. Oh yeah, I didn't even think of that. But I just thought of urinal and going to the bathroom. It's Murray. Please be McCarthy.
I was talking about lately how when I go up to a urinal now, I feel that. Do you feel that you have open range to just let it rip when you're at a urinal? Because I talked about this before I left for my trip. The first thing that happened, I go to the bathroom before the airplane.
Yeah.
And people are letting them rip it. I'm laughing because I just talked about this.
Yeah.
But I noticed every time I went into a public bathroom and I was at a urinal, everyone was letting him rip.
Wait, are you talking about farting?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
I didn't know either.
I think
farting at the urinal, in or out?
In. I mean, where else are you supposed to fart?
I feel like it's like a common thing now.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that's better than. But you know what though? I heard once you said you're out on crop dusting or whatever. It's
I don't
called.
like to crop dust.
Yeah,
I don't.
I
want
feel
crop
like
dust
okay,
anymore.
I get that, but I mean, where are you supposed to fart?
We're going to lose our audience with the NPR.
Open range to just let it rip.
I told them not to get political.
3 for 3. Wow.
I'm a study. I'm a studier of people.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's see if you can get this quote. Get lubed up a little bit?
Kendra Middleton.
No.
Or Forsberg.
I'm gonna go off the board here. Paul Perillo.
Damn it! I was gonna say that. I'll say something different now. I think it's Perillo.
If it's
but,
in reference to football, that's a curveball, which I don't like.
I mean, that was an old Tom Brady quote. Get lubed up and go to the game. I think it's Perillo.
That's right. That's right. So it's Perillo kind of hearkening back to an old Brady quote.
I can't go off of that. It's got to be Perillo.
So 2 for Perillo, and who did you say, Fred?
Well, I want to take it back now, but I guess Kendra.
Okay, Kendra, Perillo, let it roll.
Kendra, what do you say?
I'm not going to say Kendra. I'm going to say Forsberg. I'm just going to.
Okay.
I'm going to change it to Forsberg.
Forsberg, Perillo. Okay, roll it.
It was 30 degrees for most of the show, and I am feeling it today.
It was 30 degrees for most of the show. Let's just say I'm not feeling it. It's too dang cold in here. Brr. You know, Dan, you were speaking of nipples. Mine are peaking. You know why? 'Cause it's chilly. I don't know about you, but when I get goosebumps, my nips go crazy.
And they're pink on account of my complexion.
Mine are almost impervious to wear and tear.
They did the outdoor broadcast at the starting line, right?
Yes.
McCarthy and,
Yeah, it was McCarthy
and
Dan
Roach.
Roach.
Cold that morning, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, baby, been there, done that.
Yeah, even if I worked that week, I ain't working the marathon.
No.
It was 30 degrees for most of the show, and
was
I
cold
am
yesterday.
feeling it today. The voice, never really in good shape, really not in good shape today. So,
Leela, oh, jeez Louise.
Where's
I
the
don't even know if
lubed
I'm
up
good to
part?
go for the second show.
12.
Did that?
This roof's going to have no fiddler tonight.
We gotta
Was that the end
keep
of the clip?
No.
Yeah.
it was 30 degrees for most of the show, and
was
I
cold
am
yesterday.
feeling it today. The voice, never really in good shape, really not in good shape today. So, we'll see. You guys might be doing a lot of talking today. I woke up today and I said, nope, not going to happen. 12?
I have cough drops.
Ooh.
Yes, you will have some cough drops.
So here's the thing. I'm not sick. I don't feel sick. I have
Yeah,
no
sometimes
voice
it
left.
just helps to have a little bit of lubrication. You know what I'm saying?
Get that lubed up a little
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, you kind of let him into it there.
Perillo was there to adjudicate it, though. He was like, "Jeez."
Yeah, let's walk it back a step or two here, guys.
All right, there, little lady. Fellas,
boys.
Now. All right.
Let's go to clip 6.
Oh,
Skip 5 and go to 6, and I'll give you the quote for clip 6. You can't crap where you eat, and don't throw your cat around at the end of the day.
That's Kendra.
No.
That's Kendra.
No.
No, it's not Kendra.
No.
I'm gonna
Matt
go
McCarthy.
I'm gonna go.
It better be Matt McCarthy.
I'm going Perillo again.
It better be Matt McCarthy. Playing the character.
Okay.
Go ahead.
It's
roll
not
that
like
clip.
there are not, other coaches, I'm sure, doing nefarious things in their free time.
True, but I would say none of this has been unfair to Mike Vrabel. If this has been brought upon
you can't
himself.
crap where you eat and don't throw your cat around at the end of the day. That's just, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's some Jacksonville shenanigans?
It is what it is. What's the cat metaphor?
That's the reason I chose her. There was no reason
Does
to
anybody
include
know?
the cat.
Seriously, I'm being serious. Does anybody know what that means?
It's probably like a ZZ Top, like kitty thing. Like Wang Dang, you know what I'm saying? It's probably Nugent. It's probably a Nugent lyric.
It's probably from Wango Tango.
Well, it's probably from Leonard Skinner, the only thing to ever come out of Jacksonville, other than Limp Bizkit. I like lots of coaches are having sex with female reporters. Yes, of course. All 32 of them are. Now, are they cheating on their wives? Possibly. Like, McVay can get whatever he wants in L.A. That's too tempting. All right, what's the next quote?
Let's do one more. Let's do clip 7. Here's the quote. People on Twitter are also really upset that I called it egg pudding, saying I'm ruining mayo for them, but that's really what it is.
Dan Roach. Oh, no, Joe. No, that's not Joe.
I'll say Perillo since we haven't had a Perillo yet.
Well, who is paying attention to Twitter on this list?
It's Dundaro. Maybe Dundaro? Dundaro or McCarthy? Because it's not Joe. It's not McCarthy. It's Dan or Dundaro. It's too simplistic a food take for Joe. And Joe wouldn't care about if it was made from eggs. He's a connoisseur of taste.
I want to keep saying Perillo until I'm right, but I don't think he would comment. I don't think he would call mayonnaise egg pudding.
I don't think Adam pulled a clip of Perillo. I'm going to be honest with you.
Ooh.
So I'm going to say this is Dundaro or Roach.
All right.
I'm almost positive it's Dundaro or Roach.
I'm sticking with it.
It might be McCarthy. Okay, where am I going to go? McCarthy.
Okay.
How about that, McCarthy? I'm just going to call it
How about
egg
this?
pudding.
Forsberg.
Oh.
Yeah, that's not out of the realm of possibility. It's not Joe. Because you think it's Joe because it's food, but it's not.
No.
But Dundaro was on with Joe. Was McCarthy on with Joe?
No, McCarthy was
It's
on.
Dundaro. Fine, there you go.
All right, there
Final
you go.
answer.
Choices have been made.
Roll the clip.
Clogged arteries, mayo energy.
Mouth breathers.
Yes.
No, Mayo energy. Low-key, Mayo energy.
Clogged arteries, mayo energy.
Mouth breathers.
Yes.
Mayo
Mayo
eaters.
energy.
It's not good for the heart.
No.
Not good for
It's
the
egg
cholesterol.
pudding. People on Twitter are also really upset that I called it egg pudding, saying
he's
I'm
trying to give
ruining
us a clue.
mayo for them, but that's really what it
That
is.
is kind of what it is.
It literally is. It's just you sub bone marrow for unfertilized chickens.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
There's bone marrow in that thing?
In pudding, yeah. Pudding is like the gelatin is bone marrow. Same with Jell-O.
I shouldn't go. What is mayonnaise?
It's just eggs, olive oil, salt.
You never saw the Ja Rule Cribs where he has the personal chef make the mayonnaise and he starts freaking out because he didn't know what it was?
No.
Yeah, I'll never forget it.
How about that?
Yeah, there's a Ja Rule Cribs with the things you remember, and he's got a personal chef in quotations.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
He is under his employ.
Yeah, exactly. In the house that he owns.
Right, exactly. And Ja Rule and the guy makes mayonnaise, and you can tell Ja Rule has a personal chef because it's the first time he's ever seen mayonnaise be made. And he starts running around like a lunatic because he doesn't know it's like eggs.
Well, fine work, gentlemen.
What host said that?
It got hard. After the first three, it wasn't so good.
What host said that?
No,
good
you
for me.
you killed. I don't think I got one right.
We kept saying Perillo. Did you pull a Perillo clip?
I did. That's the one that we skipped.
Oh, thanks.
There you go.
Yeah, everybody.
What was the line?
His quote was, "You gotta Vaseline those babies up." Was more nipple talk.
No, I see. I would have skipped over the Perillo. Guess
I wouldn't have gotten that either.
All right.
It's a good thing we didn't do it. All right. Here's the deal. June Lee, our friend June Lee, has got a article about the inner workings of the Red Sox and what was going on with Cora. If I'm not mistaken, John, a toxic
positivity is what he calls the inner workings of the front office.
Okay, so we can just start with that when we get with him. Let me write that down because I am correct and I'm recalling what I read. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
More Toucher and Hardy on the way on the Sports Hub. Weekday mornings on the Sports Hub.
Yeah, we talked. Baseball's a crazy game, and, it's a game that is, it's a business at the end of the day. Yeah, we talked, and obviously those conversations will stay between us, but, yeah.
All right. Alex Cora has been fired as the manager of the Boston Red Sox in April. And I'm being told that drive-line methodology in both their pitching and hitting programs is heavily factored into this. Andrew Bailey is a close friend of Breslow's. He's heavily involved in the approach, emphasizing data-driven concept and throwing hard in the strike zone, which at first glance, throwing hard in the strike zone seems like a tactic from 1800. I don't really, it's the invention of the game. I'm sure there's way more to it than that. But again, if this is that, fine. Okay. You love driveline and you love this stuff. If he wasn't doing it, why didn't you fire him in October? Like last October? Why did you, if he wasn't following the organizational philosophy that you wanted instilled, why did you have him as your manager in the first place?
Looking back on it, it seems that the fact that they were able to clinch a playoff spot was the only reason he still made it to spring. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but then if you were going to pull none of it, nothing I could think of logically can excuse the firing of him in April unless he did something specific, like to undermine the organization. I didn't say he didn't deserve to be fired or that they shouldn't have fired him. It's the timing of the firing. Like if everything is, data driven, real quick, and then we'll get to June Lee. If everything, my point is this, it makes sense or not, this is me. If everything is data driven and buttoned up and it's all that precise, there shouldn't be firings this early in a season. Like you should have your ducks in a row going into spring training, let alone the regular season. That's all. Does anyone understand what I'm saying? If everything is that precise, how did you mess up this much?
If you're going to be data-driven, stay data-driven, and whoever's in charge, it shouldn't matter. You keep that person.
Or you put someone in charge that's data-driven.
Right.
If it's all so buttoned up, then get your ducks in a row. Don't fire your manager in April, which is a sign of an organization that's out of control.
And just real quick, the stat that I saw yesterday, this is the earliest the Red Sox, far and away the earliest the Red Sox have ever fired a manager since World War II. The previous early was early June. That's the earliest they've ever fired a manager since 1945.
Well, Breslow's shaking it up. And Suarez has him to thank for the one-hitter yesterday.
Yes, exactly.
June Lee is a journalist who has written for many of the great sports organizations, sports presses around the United States and the world. In June, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
All right, so you wrote a very good article about kind of what was going on in the Red Sox organization and used the term toxic positivity. Can you explain?
Yeah, so the Red Sox, I think, are in a position which I think you're kind of touching on, kind of where they're kind of always reacting to stuff because they have this mindset of things are always going to go great. And so until the press and the fan base have gotten so loud that they almost have to react to it, they're just in this place of things are going to go great. Things are awesome. And I think that's part of why we see Alex Cora getting fired in April when, as you said, it doesn't really make any sense. What has changed, through the first month of the season that wasn't true in the offseason or in spring training? And I think that we're in this place with the Red Sox where they're constantly trying to just tell themselves that things are good until basically the fans and the press get loud enough where they have to do something.
So they're reacting to your knowledge is that they're reacting to the press and the fan base being upset this early in the season.
Yeah, they've gotten very obsessed with, I think, the PR because of, I think, just generally becoming much more like a Fortune 500 Wall Street run organization. I mean, this is true, I think, dating back to 2019 when they start to take on private equity investment, when MLB opened up those rules, and their kind of incentives as an organization started to shift where it was much more focused on trying to maximize the valuation of the group. And I remember when I was covering the Red Sox for ESPN at the time, the things that the people in the front office were saying was we're trying to become much more like the Los Angeles Dodgers. And the Dodgers, when the new ownership group took over with Mark Walter and Guggenheim Group, they kind of revamped the organization with the eyes of, I think, becoming much more like a Fortune 500 company. The difference, though, between the Red Sox and the Dodgers is that the Dodgers have taken almost a century-long view. They're trying to recreate what the Yankees were in the 20th century with Babe Ruth and becoming this like decorated franchise with a lot of World Series titles, and that's how they raise the prestige and the valuation of the franchise. The Red Sox, on the other hand, have kind of become much more what people associate private equity with in the day-to-day lives of our world today, which is they come in, they suck the life out of a thing that people love. This happened with many stores like Sears and Toys R Us, and has happened in the healthcare industry. It's part of why rent and housing prices are up across America today. They kind of take in and suck the life out of it and raise the prices and jack up the prices and try to maximize profit. And that's part of why I think the Red Sox are ranking 12th in baseball in payroll, because people in Boston are willing to go see the Red Sox regardless of how good they are. And so they're able to maximize the profit that they make on a year-to-year basis by keeping the payroll down and ensuring that fans are still showing up at the ballpark.
But June, they say things like they did at the end of last season, and you mentioned in your article how they feel like they're in their window right now, and they say the things to appeal to like the fan base's emotions, but then they don't follow through on things. And they kind of stick to, like you said, this private equity mindset of maximizing profits and all this stuff. But then turn around and I would say do something inconsistent, like do something emotional, like get rid of the manager. Like, how does that fit in with any financial or metric assessment of what they're trying to do with the baseball team?
I mean, the answer is it doesn't. I mean, the Red Sox are in a place where they're trying to aspire to be like the Dodgers and make these almost cold, rational decisions, but the actions always speak louder than their words, and they're acting incredibly emotionally on a day-to-day basis, and it's something that people within the organization are noticing. I mean, Craig Breslow has tightened his inner circle to a handful of people, and among those people in his inner circle are the driveline guys that Fred mentioned, but also it's people who have private equity consulting experience that are coming in and treating the Red Sox much more like a Fortune 500 company. But the thing is, they're not doing it particularly well. They're not making decisions based on just the numbers. I mean, you can go out and say that we're making decisions based on the numbers all the time, but your actions speak a lot louder than your words, and that's kind of where the Red Sox are right now.
As a result of this kind of activity, June, how far are their heads stuck in the sand when they refuse to acknowledge bad things are happening? Are they aware that they're happening, or they have completely ignored them and they don't exist?
I mean, there's a portion of the organization that I think isn't necessarily in the inner circle with Craig Breslow and his kind of group of baseball operations people and Sam Kennedy and the ownership group. I think that those people, from conversations I had personally with people, I think it comes across in the interview that I had with Sam in the article, that they seem to believe that things are going fine. I mean, I talked to Sam before opening day, and he was kind of taken aback by the tone of the conversation. Obviously, things have gone poorly since then, but there is a large portion of the front office and people have reached out to me post that article coming out on Saturday and on Sunday after Alex Cora got fired, that are trying to speak up, but they feel as if they cannot speak up within the organization because of this mindset of toxic positivity. And that's ultimately, I think, where the toxic part of this comes in, where people feel as if they cannot broach the reality of what's happening with the culture of the organization because of this almost strict adherence to just maintaining a positive attitude regardless of what is actually happening, on the field or in the off season, and the results of whether or not they're able to get the players that they actually want to get in house.
And it's an interesting thing because the private equity and the driveline stuff kind of fill in the same thing. And a lot of these guys that have the success in finance are data driven, and that's a formula that they've figured out in, like John Henry, and it works. And then you can measure everything from spin rate to exit velocity to all this stuff, and you can figure out what numbers make a successful baseball player. But there's that pesky human element to it that they seem to like, and that seems to me where the toxic positivity comes through, is like, we're just gonna outthink the human element, right? Like, we'll just put our heads down and just hustle through anything that is anything that doesn't fit into this data plan, because if you throw the ball at this velocity, at this spin rate, in this location against this particular hitter, there's a 99% probability that he's not going to make a solid contact on it. Just go do it. And
Totally.
it's like, yeah, well, I'm trying. I'd like to be a multimillionaire. Like, I'd like to make $20 million a year. But, it's like hard to do. So that sort of seems like what it sounds like to me, June.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the whole Trevor Story situation actually fits into this as well, because, there's this mindset that you go into that meeting and the players are just going to listen because they're data points and they're not going to have their own opinions and they don't care about expressing their opinions. I think the whole thing with the Trevor Story situation is that the front office didn't necessarily need to listen and take everything Story said into account before making that decision. I think people just want to be heard. Like, that's the human thing. Like, if you're making a big decision that's directly affecting the lives of 25, 26 guys on a day-to-day basis, you want to have your voices heard, even if your voice doesn't necessarily affect the final result. And I think guys understand why Alex Cora lost his job. I think that there was much more of a pushback that they felt as if they weren't just heard at all in the first place. And I think it just speaks to this kind of pattern we've seen under Craig Breslow. I mean, the last time I was on with you guys was the whole Devers situation, and Devers was a communication breakdown. And I think you see this again and again. And what happened with Trevor Story is part of some of the stuff that I haven't necessarily reported yet on the front office, but people in the front office kind of feel the same way, where people are being told what to do and they don't feel as if their voice is heard. And it's not necessarily that they need influence in terms of having what they say to Craig Breslow and people like Sam Kennedy to be heard, to be implemented rather, but they just want to have their voices heard because they want to feel like they're having a relationship with another person. A lot of people within the Red Sox organization, whether it's the clubhouse, as you can see with Trevor Story, or people in the baseball operations department, don't feel like that right now.
Considering it seems like top to bottom, people's skills are not a strong point of any of these people. And I'm wondering, I'm asking you to speculate a little bit. Is there a way out of this? Because honestly, Craig Breslow is a Chaim Bloom clone. So it seems like they want a certain type of person. It just doesn't sound like this is going to change anytime soon.
Well, I think it's interesting that you bring that up, because I was talking about this yesterday on Early Edition as well on NBC Sports Boston. People actually miss Chaim's people skills.
Oh, boy.
Chaim was one of the, you can talk all about his decisions all you want, but Chaim went out of his way to make people feel heard. That was actually his issue, was that he was getting too many inputs from too many people. And the Red Sox have kind of swung in the complete opposite direction, where Breslow now doesn't listen to anyone. And so even though the results, in terms of just wanting to apply analytics, might be similar to what happened under Chaim, people are actually missing that. And I think that this is a larger organizational culture issue. I mean, you can look at Sam Kennedy, but you should also need to look at John Henry. And John Henry not talking to the media, I think, is very much emblematic of this. This is an owner who is not willing to listen to what the fans and the public think through the conduits in the media. And that kind of culture and organization and mindset stretches all the way down to Sam Kennedy, who is helping enable Craig Breslow to do that. And we're seeing it kind of spread throughout the entire organization, which is where, again, toxic positivity comes into play.
Yeah. I don't know what he's going to say at this point that's going to change anything, but it was kind of jarring when I read in your article there that going back to what was it, the Mookie Betts trade, and how many times has he spoken with and addressed and met with the media, John Henry, since then? This is it. This is what you get from the owner now, only in like seismic changes, either with a trade like this or a firing, and otherwise you just don't hear from him. And
I understand why he doesn't want to talk to the media. Is that I brought you all these World Series when you had this curse, and I still can't win with you? I get John Henry's perspective on not talking to the media, because he probably thought when they won their first World Series, like, now I'm going to be the mayor of this town.
I have carte blanche for the rest of my life.
And he really kind of deserved it in a way, but he's such a non-charismatic individual maybe that it kind of bit him in the ass. I mean, he was trying. He came into that Felger and Maz to, like, debate him. He was trying, but it was just met with this either a shrug or negativity. I get it from Henry's
I didn't
perspective.
expect you to side with ownership, Fred. That's interesting.
Well, I'm working on the, I'm kind of in that position around here now.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
Big wig, big shot.
Yeah.
I'm calling all the shots. June Lee, appreciate it. And read June Lee. Where can people check you out, June? Where do you want people to go?
You can find the Red Sox article on my Substack, which is just junelee.substack, and then check out my YouTube channel, which is where I talk about how a lot about the sports business aspects of fandom are affecting the experience of being a sports fan today.
Yeah,
on YouTube.
The more cold and calculated it gets, the more you kind of feel sometimes like you're a sucker just feeding into it. June, thank you so much. We appreciate it, my friend.
Thanks for having me on.
There you go, the great June Lee. But yeah, I mean, they can, the way that they can analyze data now, and even the performance of like your bullpens is insane, and it's all really good information. And they can figure out, like, based on spin rate and velocity, like your chances of success. There's no question. But it's another thing to get in a game and do it. Like, you can, it's just, there is a point where, like, the human element is going to come into play. These are human beings.
That's the other thing, and people skills too. I mean, it's one thing to close yourself in your office and analyze all this data, such as spin rate and velocity, and that'll get you a long way. But there are human beings playing for you in the clubhouse. You have to interact with these people so that they want to play for you. Maybe put that extra effort out there. Well, that's what Trevor's story was getting at.
Well, we've talked about this. You can have all the information in the world. If you can't relate it to people in a way that they can understand and implement it, it's useless unless you use AI, and then you can remove the human element altogether. And then you get super big weirdos that are billionaires running the world because they want to live in a world where you have sex with automatons and robots and you don't have to deal with anybody at all, which seems like not as fun.
I'd give it a shot.
Well,
take it for a spin.
I
wouldn't try it.
I like the consenting part of us both wanting to do it.
Can you put a baseball cap and a flannel shirt on these automatons?
It's still, but there's no
specific kind of hair
He
for
knows
that.
it's going to say yes. The robot's going to say yes. Isn't there that seductive
song
dance?
and dance?
Yeah, and sometimes the no makes the yes so much sweeter. In that, if one girl,
easy.
My point is this: I was about to elaborate. If one girl says no, and you're all down in the dumps, maybe the next girl you meet is the love of your life. And
Program
she says yes.
a couple of robots to say no.
But you know they've been programmed that way, or it's just some kind of lottery system, and no one needs that. No one needs that. All right. Well, listen. It's a lot of fun when business and private equity takes over these things and they become. But I like the Dodgers comparison. Well, they're spending $450 billion or something on that payroll.
Yeah.
Like I could have signed Ohtani. I know how to do that. All right, give them money. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
Sports Hub headlines.
Bruins will be in Buffalo tonight to try and extend their season. Bruins down 3-1 in this playoff series.
I like my beats fast and my bass down.
Okay, so why are you playing this horrible music? We did play Diana Rossini. Here's the thing, is don't deny the affair, because if you deny the affair, then people are going to start digging into everything, and this could all be fake, but whatever. Diana Rossini, someone went through her Spotify and found out, and thank you to Ryan for finding this, but we didn't go through her Spotify, but it said she made the Turning the Page playlist for someone named Mike on December 19th, 2022, which coincided with the Titans' 4-game losing streak, and whatever with all that. The exercise in this playlist is just, it's just a sign of almost a mental illness. It's just a collection of randomized crap, ranging from the 70s till terrible songs of today. Okay. And there's no narrative to it, woman.
I will say this, G, like group genres, sort of, but still like you said, it doesn't tell a story. Like a good mixtape or a playlist should tell a story. It should walk the listener through something, and this just confuses and is full of garbage.
Or to titillate or console.
Like to build, right?
Yeah, like she put Papa Roach. Like, what is it? So say the message was, let's forget it, the clip. So say the
I'll let it roll.
No. You can play the music all you want. I said forget what we were gonna do. We'll continue to investigate this. So let's say someone made you a playlist and Last Resort by Papa Roach was on it. What? All right, so Cut My Life Into Pieces. This is my last resort. Suffocation, No Breathing. What? Hello.
John,
Check,
did you hear that?
I'm-
Suffocation?
I'm very interested in what he's about to say next.
Was this a siren call to you? Again, if this is indeed for a Michael fella, what is she trying to say here? I mean, listen. Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. Suffocation, no breathing. I don't give a, and you know what's next, dirty. If I cut my arm bleeding, this is my last resort. So is she telling him, hey, buddy, fall in line or I'm going to slit my wrist? Isn't that what this song is about? Cut my life into pieces. I've reached my last resort. Suffocation, no breathing.
No breathing. Big, thick thighs like a dough that needs kneading.
That's in the live version, so you have seen this. Do you even care if I die bleeding? Would it be wrong? Would it be right? If I took my life tonight, chances are that I might. Mutilation out of sight, and I'm contemplating suicide.
I always thought he said...
That's how you turn the page, my friend.
I always thought he said chances are dynamite.
I thought the same thing. The exact
Chances
same
are
thing.
dynamite.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I always thought that was the lyric.
There's some other lyric that says mutilation out of sight. Like it's either rap or... before that happened, there is a song title or something. In fact, this has always bugged me. Maybe off air we can figure this out. Mutilation Out of Sight is the name of an album, a song, or a lyric in a song that I know. So it's like an ode to something. Like Glocks that made out of plastic, Mike that's made out of plastic. Like there's bands that pay homage to one another.
Right.
Anyway, that's another thing. So this is a song about killing yourself.
Interesting.
So you're sitting there, and a girl sends you a place, and she's like, hey, honey bunny. And she's like, I'm going to kill myself. Okay.
But
that's a fun. And then what the hell's going? God, is she stupid?
And then there's like Welcome to the Jungle.
Yeah, and then it's like Welcome to L.A. where there's
Yeah.
pimps.
Tim emailed in. I'm gonna punch this up a little bit, but he said, what is this playlist from the CD? Now that's what I call crappy music. Yes, that's it. It's just a collection of crappy songs.
Volume 1.
That might be the best one, but I can't even listen.
Sex with underage women. He is.
I believe that.
Taking to the.
I believe that song contains the lyric, music, the great communicator, use two sticks to make it in the nature. Or is that can't?
No, that's Can't Stop, yeah. Music, the great communicator.
I saw them perform that live, and Anthony Kiedis mimicked the two sticks together in the air.
Chop Top, he says I'm going to win big. Chop Top was a record producer that the Peppers worked with earlier in the career. He swore they'd make it big. Choose not a life of imitation. Anthony's father, John Kiedis, Blackie, got a girl to have sex with him when he was 12. I know the internet is a brilliant thing. I know so much information that will do me no good other than right now. Distant cousins to the reservation. Indian reservations are parcels of land designated as domestic dependent nations. Perhaps the two, Rossini and Vrabel, had honest and frank discussions about the plight of the Native American while they pillow talk. They said, "You know who I have great respect for is Running Bull."
The Running Bull.
I don't know, something like that. I couldn't.
I
Think
get you into penetration, the gender of a generation, the birth of every other nation. Oh, almost John's favorite movie. Worth your weight, the gold of meditation.
Yeah,
It's
not
just
great.
crap.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of crap. Anyway, she put a song about killing herself on her playlist that had big energy on it and 2 Beyonce songs. So there you go. This
He had nothing to do with it. She sent it to him.
Yeah, but they stayed together. Like he should have been trying to find a way out.
at KeyBank Arena in Buffalo, down 3-1 in their first-round best-of-7 playoff series with the Buffalo Sabres. Nikita Zadorov and Victor Arvidsson both missed practice yesterday afternoon for maintenance. Both are question marks for tonight. Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers have the pregame at 7 and the face-off at 7:30 here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Last night, Pittsburgh beat Philadelphia 3-2. Penguins trailed 3-2. Las Vegas won in Utah 5-4 in overtime. That series even at 2 games apiece. And for the Celtics, they're back home tonight to play Philadelphia. Green lead that best of 7, 3-1. Grandy and Max have the pregame at 6:30 and the tip-off at 7 over on 105.7 WROR. At the NBA playoffs last night, Detroit lost to Orlando again, 94-88. The Magic now lead the Eastern Conference's top seed 3-1. Out west, Oklahoma City swept Phoenix 131-122. Denver beat Minnesota 125-113 to pull within 3 games to 2. Cooper Flagg beat out former Duke teammate Con Knippel to win the NBA's Rookie of the Year award last night. Patriots head coach Mike Vrabel back on the job yesterday. And Rangers Suarez took a no-hitter into the 6th inning. He allowed 1 hit while striking out 10 over 8 shutout innings last night. And he led the Red Sox to their 3rd straight win, 5-0 in Toronto. Peyton Tolley faces the Blue Jays tonight. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by John Sewer and Drain Cleaning. 24-hour on-call service for your clogged drain emergencies. Go to johnsewer.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 9:30.
This is what happens when analysts take over the games, take over the sport.
This is where you talk sports.
It happens all the time.
The Sports Hub.
Hour number 3 of Toucher and Hardy was brought to you by Vanguard Golf Club. It's all indoors with a putt view putting zone, huge chipping area with a real bunker, full gym, and more. Summer camp signups are now open, so do what Hardy does and visit 110 Sturgis Way in Dedham.
When it comes to the show, Hardy thinks the same way you do.
Nothing happened.
He's got the same questions.
Where is the story?
And the same opinions.
Boring.
And he's back with Fred on the Sports Hub.
All right, so we are Toucher and Hardy. You can watch us on YouTube. Subscribe to Toucher and Hardy on YouTube. The Celtics play tonight. We're going to have Jay King on in a couple minutes. They look to seal things up against the 76ers tonight. Not the high get-in price that it was, Johnny, in Philadelphia. Can get into the Celtics game, $100.
Yeah,
get in tonight.
Upper bowl gets you $100. Lower bowl a little over $200 from what I saw. But a lesson learned. You know, it's all timing. Usually, you wait until the last minute to buy tickets when you're on the secondary market, and it cost me.
99 times out of 100, secondary market, you want to go day before, day of.
Yeah.
However, you want to keep track of things. For instance, I went to a Red Sox game couple weeks ago, and I knew I was going to go on Saturday, and it was on Wednesday. I'm looking at the prices, and I see behind the visiting dugout where I like to sit, $100.
Not bad.
I'm like, well, how much is that going to fall? It's not. I got to get in on this because if I see $100 the day of the game, I'd probably buy them. So I'd buy them. So same thing with Hardy and I when we went to the divisional round game that the Lions lost to Washington.
Yep.
We were tracking with the idea of buying it the day before, but I approached Hardy and I said, I think that this is a price.
I remember this, yeah.
I think that this is about as good as we're going to do. If we screw around from this point on, we're risking taking a big hit. And he agreed, and we went on to buy the tickets, and we bought them for what turned out to be a great value.
Yeah, lesson learned. After game 1 of the series where the Celtics won easily, tickets were $50 up top. Yeah. And I shouldn't have. I don't know what possessed me.
You were taking a lot of people.
I was so locked into I have to wait that I should have.
No, but and you were taking a big group of people, and that adds up. And so obviously that's cost prohibitive. But the thing is that you got to keep an eye on things and have a price point that you're willing to jump in on. That's the advice. That's all.
Yep.
It's all been sealed up in a bow. Jay King's on.
Oh, good.
Don't worry about him. He gets in for free. He could have no pockets. Jay King covers the Celtics for The Athletic. Hello, Jay King.
How are you guys?
Hey, what's up? All right. Chances are the Celtics don't. What are the chances the Celtics don't seal things up tonight? And how could that happen? And what are the advantages of if it does happen? Is it a big deal?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Jason Tatum doesn't look like it all the time, but just came back from a torn Achilles. The quicker you can get out of these series, the better. Especially the rest of the East looks like could be long series. And Detroit's in trouble. New York and Atlanta are locked in a good one. Cleveland and Toronto are locked in a good one. So if you can get out of the first round quickly, I think that makes a big deal. The chances of getting it done, we've seen this team mess around in the past before. I don't know how likely that is to happen again. I think if it does happen, it's because Maxey went off. Maxey, at his best, is just super explosive, and that's how Philly has to play. They have to, tap into his freedom. I thought Embiid coming back in Game 4 sort of slowed them down, took away from Maxey's.
We were talking about that afterwards. Even though Embiid had big numbers, I mean, taking Maxey out of his rhythm is a killer for that team.
Yeah, exactly. And so, to me, if I were the Sixers, I'd be trying to play fast. I'd be trying to play into Maxey's style rather than Embiid's. You can't slow Maxey down again.
Yeah, and I wonder if that would even be enough, Jay, because Embiid is going to demand touches, in a way that either is going to be, he's obviously in a situation where you want to give him the ball, but if Maxey goes off, that's fine. I think it's going to require him. I think it's going to require Edgecombe having a game too, to where they could get past the Celtics tonight, and that's going to require all but ignoring Embiid. And Embiid still had a decent stat line when you look at the numbers from the other night. But watching the game, you realize, like you just said, it slowed them down, and it just changed, what could make them dangerous. And I don't know that they can ignore him completely to the point where they would almost have to in order to get a win.
Yeah, like Maxey's shot 3 times in the first half. Yeah. That just can't happen. Like the first 3 games of the series, when they were dangerous, it was because he was getting out in transition. He had the green light from everywhere. He can be really difficult to stop, and that's part of Philly's, I guess, struggle. Not just in the short term, but long term, is like how do you figure things out when Embiid wants to play so slow and needs to play so slow, and then Maxey is at his best when he's out in transition and playing a totally different up-tempo style. So it's a clash that I think they have to deal with, not just in Game 5 tonight, but also moving forward.
Jay, the one thing that this series has solidified for me is that what we saw from the bench guys during the regular season is going to carry over. Sometimes you're really not sure how guys like Baylor Shireman and Jordan Walsh are going to react to when the lights are on them, but both have been really good, and as we saw, especially in the last game, the bench has been really good.
Yeah, it's been the biggest surprise of the entire season for me. I thought this team was going to be thin. You come into the season, you wonder, can any of the young wings play? And I thought it would be a success if any of them were keepers. And instead, it looks like they all are. Walsh comes in, he defends. He's done a good job on Maxey in this series. Shireman comes in, he's super solid defensively. They all crash the glass. Hugo Gonzalez, even who's far out of the rotation now. Ron Harper Jr. I would add him into the mix. They just found a group of young wings that just make a difference. And what's big for them, I think, in the playoffs is that the stuff that those guys do is sustainable. They're not relying on those guys to score a lot of points. They're not relying on them to make a lot of shots. They need them to crash the glass. They need them to guard the other team's best players. And those guys come in and do that on a consistent basis. So, and they don't seem to scare, Shireman. I mean, they were jokingly calling him Big Shot Bob the other night, which was hilarious. But I think, those guys, they're just ready for the moment, and probably the way Joe coached them this year, yanking them in and out of the rotation, and just sort of putting pressure on them at every turn, help them out.
Yeah, and it is amazing that they were able to step up in that moment, like you said, Jay, when the starters were kind of like faltering a little bit. It's like it wasn't just a case of going to them and holding on to a lead or buying some time for Tatum or Brown or anyone else to get a rest. They needed those guys to go in and perform early on in that game, and they did it. It was remarkable to see. It's because, like you, I didn't think we'd see that much of it, if any of it, in the postseason.
Yeah, and Pritchard came in obviously, and he made a big difference. But I think to your bigger point, like the energy guys have been part of what's made this team's identity. Obviously, Jaylen Brown's been fantastic, and Derek White and Pritchard, those guys have had great seasons, and Tatum has been better than I ever expected coming back from his torn Achilles. But this team, they win really on what Joe Mazzulla likes to call the margins. They're a great offensive rebounding team. They always handle the defensive glass. They rarely turn the ball over, and especially on the glass, I think a lot of it has to do with the young wings. The other night, Philadelphia didn't get a second chance point until 5 minutes into the third quarter, and Boston, meanwhile, was getting extra possessions all the time, and that makes a huge difference, especially when you have the shot making that Boston does with Tatum, Brown, and when he's going Pritchard.
Shireman looks like a bizarro Patrick Ewing with that shirt.
Oh,
I was like, where is he going with that?
Me too. I wasn't sure either.
Because you know how the Georgetown kids in the early 80s, they looked cool with the shirts on underneath. Shireman's completely turned that on its head.
He looks like a dream sequence where Uncle Rico is thinking about his glory days of playing basketball.
Yeah, it's like a high school kid from 83. Now, is that a hair issue? Is that a body hair issue that he's covering up? Because I'm trying to think of why the shirt.
I couldn't tell you why the shirt.
Hey, there's a column right there.
Yeah, I mean, ask him about it.
Come on.
Why
on
does
King.
Baylor Shireman wear the shirt? It reminds me of the UMass teams from the early 90s. The really good.
The Canby ones, yeah, they rock T-shirts too, but usually tight. He's got a nice like triple extra large on, like flopping around under his jersey.
I feel like that era was the bigger ones too. Maybe I'm wrong. He's just throwing it back.
No, you're getting Fab Five. You're getting everything mixed up. No, long shorts came a decade later. No, you're getting your eras all mixed up. Because what would you know as you cover the league? How would you know? I'm a marginal fan. But it is funny to see that. It is to speak to the bench. It is when you're watching this team, and especially I would imagine if you're coming in from not having watched them all season, and you see these guys contributing that don't look like NBA players. That it's like it's amazing, and it's amazing what Missoula's been able to do. And you're right. I watched 3/4 of that Detroit game, and the reason I couldn't watch the fourth is because it was slow torture. Regardless of outcome, it didn't matter anymore. So, I mean,
that was one of the worst games I've ever seen in my life.
Thank you. They like it was just turnover, a foul away from the basket, turnover, foul away from the basket. It was just terrible. And I mean, the Celtics look like, I keep making old references, but they look like Showtime comparatively. I mean, so the East wide open. I guess the Knicks, but it certainly looks wide open right now.
But that's the thing, and
wide open for them, meaning that it's a pretty easy road. Go ahead.
But that's the thing. I've always thought, Jay, that the Knicks would be their toughest competition, even worse than Detroit, based on what I saw last year. But New York has a different head coach. The defense isn't as good, and they're having their own trouble in their own playoff series.
Yeah, I still think they're the biggest problem for Boston, and as great as Detroit was this year, they just don't have enough offensively, I think, in the playoffs. Cade Cunningham is fantastic. He can make a lot of plays. Who else do they have on their roster that you trust to make a play in a playoff game? I don't know if there's anybody.
No, it's Tobias Harris that they're using in that role, and it's not enough.
Yeah, exactly. So you could really feel that in the series with Orlando. Orlando shot 32.6% last night and won. Like that's despicable. How do you lose to a team shooting 32.6%? You have to be able to score enough points. So Detroit, I mean, even if they escape this series, not looking like they will at this point, I don't think they would score enough to compete with Boston. And then, Cleveland, do you trust James Harden at this age? Do you trust Evan Mobley and Jared Allen in the front court to be tough enough? I don't think so. So I still think it's New York. Brunson, if you get him late in the game, he can destroy you. And then they have so many energy guys with Mitchell Robinson and Josh Hart, and Deuce McBride can go on a run by himself. So I still think it's New York, even though they've had their struggles.
All right. Well, we'll see if the Cavaliers even win that series. All right, Jay King. Read him in The Athletic. He's got everything for the Celtics as they look to ice this thing tonight at home. Jay, thank you so much.
I swear those UMass tees were long, man. I'm going to go check that out.
The UMass tees might have been. You're the one guy that remembers. I mean, they cheated their way to the Final Four, and we all, everyone, unlike the
one
Fab
guy,
Five.
just one guy cheated.
Unlike the Fab Five.
You can't vacate it for me. You can't vacate those memories from young Jay King.
Well, it didn't elicit any kind of skepticism when all of a sudden UMass in Amherst had this phenomenon.
Refuse to lose, baby.
It was all Coach Cal.
Yes, it was. It was all
Lou
Coach
Rowe.
Cal skirting the rules. Yes, it was absolutely that.
I had a Lou Rowe jersey.
Good
in my
for
day.
you. See, I like this guy. There you go.
I don't doubt that they. I don't
Melo
doubt that
Travieso.
they might have had the loose shirts, but if you look back, Patrick Ewing, I mean, it was almost like a second skin on him.
His was extremely tight. Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
I mean, he was a big fella. All right, Jay King, thank you so much for the time, sir.
Take care, fellas.
All right, we appreciate
Can't
it.
vacate the memories.
Can't do it. Don't want to do it.
It's like when Ole Miss I just remember
We were working that day. It was signing day, and the numbers were rolling in, and Ole Miss signed like 4 of the top 10 recruits in the country.
So we're on the air
Out of nowhere.
We're on the air, and ESPN whatever is on in the background, and I'm like loosely paying attention. This is before NIL,
right?
And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Ole Miss had the first and third best recruit at the same time signed.
Right.
And you're like, okay, well, they're not going to Ole Miss for the academics. Like, it was just, and then it turned out
campus.
and then it turned out that they paid them. Yeah, the overt racism, and that's not even like woke stuff. That's not even like a joke.
Yeah.
Like Ole Miss is like a disaster. I maybe it's getting better. It's a nice area. But, like the whole culture around that team. I mean, you've heard analysts talk about it recently. Like, it's hard to win there. That's part of the reason they said that Kiffin left, is that it's, like, hard to win there. And part of it is that culture, that Mississippi culture. But nonetheless, it's so funny, John. I remember that day vividly.
So do I.
And just going, they're cheating.
Yeah.
And now we're going to have to wait around for 5 years. So good on them. And then it turned out they were cheating.
Yeah.
Just like you sometimes make it a little less obvious. Like, don't copy every answer on the test. Like, get two wrong on purpose.
All right. So Alabama, Ohio State, Michigan, you get all, and then all of a sudden it's Ole Miss. Okay. Fair enough.
I mean, that's not even an outlier school. Like, I guess like Eli Manning because of the pedigree and stuff.
They never.
No.
Before or since.
Well, NIL now. I mean,
Yeah.
whatever. You can get a billionaire behind you. I'm sure Mississippi's got a lot of, old school money going around there. All right. We'll be back in just a moment with our world famous email segment.
Because it's a thing.
All right.
You know what I'm talking about.
Sure.
No idea what you're talking about.
Here's more of The Thing on the Sports Hub.
You know, I got an idea for a bit. The email bit. We should do the email bit. It's a great idea. Let's do the email bit.
Hey, we're Toucher and Hardy, and real quickly, before I get to the sponsor and everything, Adam Schefter, I follow him on Instagram, and he put out a triumphant infographic that says that the 2026 NFL Draft Round 1 was the third most watched Round 1 ever across all linear and digital presentations with 13.2 million. But then they have this, and so get on this con sales while you can. Pat McAfee's Draft Spectacular, 54 million. So I went, my God, 54 million people watched Pat McAfee. My God, that's insane. Give the man a tip of the cap, and then I read small print. Total minutes consumed across ESPN, TikTok, YouTube, and X. And I said, well, that's not real. And it's not an archaic way of me thinking of measuring media size. It's asinine. Well, smart. It's actually very smart because con everyone while you can and get as much money as you can until people figure out it's a useless infographic. So in a way, it's smart. But if you go, you see, because it's very small, the part that says 54 million is huge. Mm-hmm. The part that says minutes, it doesn't even say minutes. It says MINS.
Okay.
Which I'm sure is an impressive number. But let's face it, you put 13.2 million people watch the draft and 54 million. You say, whoa, 5 times as many people watch Pat McAfee as the actual draft. Well, minutes across all platforms. And TikTok doesn't even count. My left nut has 5 million followers on TikTok.
The follower numbers on TikTok are unbelievable.
They're asinine. Like every time my kid says this, so and so's on TikTok, and I go, so what? And they'll go, they have like 5 million followers. Before TikTok, they'll go, so and so has 5 million followers. I go, on what? On TikTok? And they go, yeah. And I go,
that
these are all artificially elevated. Yeah. I mean, the Boom guys. I mean, TikTok yacht. Go ahead.
Either of you see Pat McAfee introduce the Indianapolis Colts second-round pick during draft weekend?
I did not go well.
It did not go well. Maybe we can use it for the stack. I don't know.
But get booed or something?
No, it's not that. It's just he was at his peak Pat McAfee. And most people stand up there and say this, that, and the other thing and take about 30 or 45 seconds to do it. McAfee was up there for what, 5 minutes?
Well, he's a wrestler.
Dancing around.
Like he's a wrestler.
But I mean,
it's the whole wrestling shtick. I mean, Jesus Christ. I was in the Bahamas. I turned on the day after the draft because we were waiting to leave for the airport. I turned on the NFL Network and they got a guy with a man bun that's a wrestler. That's just a wrestler. And he's part of the Good Morning Football, because you know when you're in a hotel, you watch anything.
Yeah.
Like there's no way at home I'm watching this, but
right.
I'm in a room with my daughter who's locked to her phone.
Something that feels comfortable.
We have like a 3.5 hour flight ahead of us. We're just killing time before we're going to sit in customs. And I'm like, who the hell is this guy? He's got like a bun in like the sides of his head shaped, like, and he's wearing fun sunglasses.
That was Seth freaking Rollins. Put some respect on his name.
So I'm like, what the hell is this? I go, who the hell is this guy? Like, he's having a lot of fun. Like, he's saying to you visually, like, I'm an outstanding fun guy. Like that forced, like, non-confrontational fun look.
Masculine peacocking.
Like, there's no danger in it at all. Like, you're not taking a chance. Nothing permanent. Just some douchey haircut. He's not even that big. And I go, who? I go, shut up. And then it turns out he's a wrestler. He's just on the show.
Go figure.
Last week also I saw McAfee something after WrestleMania walk around with a neck brace because he got injured.
Sure.
Then he's thrown out of the ring, and then
how many?
I think Jelly Roll maybe did a body slam.
Oh yes, put him on a chair. I nailed him through a chair.
There's no way Jelly Roll would do that. it was another big fat guy with face tattoos. Jelly Roll has too much integrity. Yeah. Next thing you'll know, you'll tell me Kid Rock's flying around in
Army helicopters.
Like, if you're the military, why Kid Rock? Like I get it. Like, he's like on your balls, but like, even like, is this worth like the gas? Like, it's Kid Rock. Like, you already got him.
No, MAGA loves him. They do. They all love him.
No, I get it, and I understand it, and I know that the cupboard's a bit bare when it comes to musicians.
Yeah.
But, at what point do you go, like, we got him? Maybe not these huge overtures. Like, that was the only thing that was distasteful about the Kid Rock thing, is that, like, it's just that why it's like buying your wife like a Ferrari, like out of the blue. It's like she already married you.
You don't need to kiss up to him.
Yeah,
you got him.
You got him. What do you? And enough with the helicopters. What's you in the helicopters? Like, why aren't you just friends with him? Why do you got to show off all the time?
You know what's really weird? He took a private plane to a spot to ride in a helicopter.
Yeah,
but it's
Isn't
like
that a bit odd?
But if you're already friends with the guy,
Yeah.
why are you like on his balls so much? Like, like, why do you gotta like treat him like that? Like, it's just like, if your friend even asked you, like, if you were friends with Pete Hegseth and he was like, hey, I'm gonna fly you out and like take you out in the Tomahawk helicopter, you might be like, all right, dude, like slow down a bit.
We don't have to.
Yeah, like, it's like the Seinfeld where they ask him if he wants to move. Yeah, help him move. Keith Hernandez.
Well, that was a bit soon.
Yeah, it's like love bombing. It's enough. Toucher and Hardy email bit is powered by Jeffrey Glassman Injury Lawyers, our good friends. If you've been hurt in a car or work accident, you, of course, got to get Glassman. Don't just send an email. Call L7s at 617-777-7777 or visit gottagetglassman.com.
This was 17 minutes ago, so I don't know if it's been remedied, but Heath said, here it is, 9:18 a.m., and I'm still waiting for hour 2 of the show to get uploaded to the app. All I can picture is Nick waddling around mumbling, oh, I still need a minute to update the app.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Well, he was out. He's still not 100%, Nick. He was sick yesterday.
He was well enough to go downstairs and get himself some breakfast. I saw him walking back from the cafe.
Oh, okay.
Hour number 2 up yet, Nick?
Yeah, he posted it today at 8. This guy's got to update his app.
We were talking about Diana Rossini's
Sorry, Nick.
playlist that she allegedly made for Mike Vrabel, featuring every horrible song ever recorded in a non-narrative, and it's just awful. Unless their shared bond was sucking. She has Papa Roach's Last Resort, which is a song about him killing himself, which is not what you want from the girlfriend. Hey, married guy I'm having sex with, I'm about to kill myself. Let me throw this in your lap. A mutilation out of sight is a line from the Papa Roach, and I know it's in reference to something else. Like, that line has been used in another song. I'm positive. But I've always been too lazy to look it up. Or too close to the band. Yeah. I mean, Papa Roach and I are in constant communication. Even though that singer, you got to give him credit. Great guy. Fantastic guy. Hung out. Gave me alcohol. I think that's a lyric from either Barry Manilow or Roger Whittaker, so that is possible. Someone do that research.
That's probably
it. Birdman, I was listening to the Diana Rossini mixtape earlier. It's like every bad barbershop I've been in my entire life, starting from the first one where it's $75 to get a mere trim, to sticks and the barber pole out in front.
Huh?
He's saying it's, upscale to low rent barbershop music is what he's saying.
Okay.
This isn't a barbershop?
No, that's at the upscale place where you go in and they charge you $75.
Like the salon.
The salon,
and then you get nightmare. Absolute nightmare.
It's funny that it's affecting you the same way it's affecting me.
Oh, my God.
Like, that playlist is just insufferable. Like, I hate it so much. And
I'm trying to put myself in his position of being sent this thing. It's like, what is this? Now, do I have to actually listen to these things? Are you going to want to talk to me about the songs?
Oh, that's the thing.
Am I going to have to comment on it?
Or are you so stupid that you don't know you sent me a song about killing yourself? And it's not like a beautiful song that... like is like a kind of like a cloak, like a Trojan horse song about suicide, where like Leonard Cohen or whatever people like, kind of tricks his way into your, brain. It's just some guy yelling about killing himself.
Right. Well, the lyric.
It just how dumb are you? Like, what are you doing? Why are we together? Why did I sacrifice all this for you? Go ahead. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Oh, Heat said lies, Adam 12, was not uploaded until 9:21 a.m.
Oh, boy.
There's some sort of discussion happening in the control room now between Nick and John. So something is amiss.
Oh.
I was receiving emails about some hiccups with the app last week as well.
So Nick is not to blame for this.
No. They're
No, the good news is that it's a real problem.
Yeah, right. That's right. Yeah.
It's on a macro level that we can't fix here.
The good news is Nick's off the hook. It's just some problem that can never be solved.
Well, at least we have a phone in the studio today. We should be happy about that.
So we played the
It's
game.
funny, like Dennis came in with the phone and he was like, this isn't my fault. And I'm like, no kidding. Like, who said it was your fault? I didn't say you took the phone.
Yeah.
I think you were the engineer. You know that we need a phone.
So we played the game earlier of what fill-in host said what earlier, and it was Kendra who said something like, "You just can't crap where you eat and throw the cat around." Mm-hmm. I said, "What is that metaphor?"
Don't throw your cat around at the end of the day.
Yeah. Okay. So, two explanations coming through. One is throwing the cat around is a British idiom used to describe a disturbance caused by an undesirable person from the perspective of a group. But then Kyle said, no, it just basically means to be a strumpet. Throw your cat around, throw your around.
Fair enough.
Right away.
It's not bad.
I mean, how often are you getting your hair cut?
This
Same playlist.
Whatever. Like, this isn't a bad song. It's just... It's not even that the songs are bad. It's beyond that. It's just bad songs, and like if they were all country songs about love that sucked,
It can
at least
be both.
you know.
It sucks that she would put together a playlist, number one. Number two, that she would send it to him. And number three, yes, having these collection of songs on the same playlist is also bad. It's also a bad thing.
Yeah,
Don't let her off the hook for that.
No, it's the whole thing is that it's not that they're bad songs. Like a collection of bad songs that at least told even a sappy narrative of something, love or whatever, or some like bawdy sex stuff like all in a row, whatever. It's funny, but not worth this kind of scorn. This is just a jimbly jam of just obvious garbage. Like, no one needs to introduce you to Can't Stop by the Red Hot. Or forget that. Welcome to the Jungle.
I like the Jim Carrey version of Deadpool.
Yeah, he was out of control. All right. I get all these people telling me they're never going to make me a playlist.
Oh.
Good. Thank you.
Tell
them thank you.
It's heartbreaking. All right. We'll be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
Sports Hub headlines. The Stack on Toucher and Hardy.
All right, we are Toucher and Hardy, and John was talking about the Pat McAfee doing the Indianapolis Colts pick. There was some guy from Baltimore that played for Baltimore that did a good job of screwing with the Pittsburgh fans. It was actually kind of funny. They were just booing him, and he was completely leaning into it.
Yeah, that one seemed. I think I saw a clip of that one. Like sometimes they go well, and it has to be the right guy on stage doing it. I don't think McAfee is this universally loved personality to where he can get away with doing that.
Well, there's just this like whole wrestling thing going on with the media now. Like people that grew up like loving wrestling, and they do this whole shtick. And it seems to be very popular in post-game, pre-game, studio shows. It's just this. I mean, there's a literal wrestler for no reason on the Good Morning Football show, at least the day after the draft. They just had a wrestler sitting there talking like everyone else.
Yeah.
And I'm all for entertainment.
Like he's got something to add to the conversation.
And like I get it. Believe me, I get it more than anyone that the sports stuff is about entertainment. Paramount, 99.9% about it is entertaining. But if you're the NFL Network, the day after the draft, in the morning after the draft, your entire audience, you would assume, being the NFL Network, the day after the draft wants to know about the draft. And I understand like a fun host, but you have a wrestler who's just wrestling. He's known for wrestling.
Right.
I don't know how many people are into wrestling that it can be this. I guess there's a huge crossover appeal with guys that like sports with guys that are still into wrestling. But here's Pat McAfee.
And here's a familiar face and voice to make the announcement. Wow. Look out, everybody. Here comes McAfee.
It's like you're having too much fun and stop it. And it's like let the event be the event and let the dorks have little time.
Here he comes, though, Fred. Here he comes.
Like I want like the biggest nerd in the world on during the draft. Like either the nerdiest ex-quarterback, some nerdy GM type, or like an analytics guy. Like give me the opposite of McAfee at this point.
Let Mel Kiper go. Let Todd McShay go.
You're talking about two guys that have lost the fastball.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alex holding up the
playlist.
I gave him my copy of the playlist
because he's going to mail me. He's texted Rossini. He's like, can I use this playlist?
When you gonna stop playing?
All right. Here's McAfee.
They said yins are getting soft, yins are getting tired. Are you yinzers getting exhausted from so much football celebration or no?
Yins is obviously a Pittsburgh thing.
Mm-hmm.
0 arrests last night in the NFL draft compound. Pittsburgh yinzers, congratulations. Now, the Indianapolis Colts' first-round draft pick was Sauce Gardner, and he's better than all of your first-round picks for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if you get Captain Lou Albano or, the Strangler or whoever.
He's just getting warmed up.
But he's doing a wrestling thing.
Yeah.
Like when the wrestlers yell about, I mean, it's like this is like a wrestling promo from 1982. Yeah, boo.
Congratulations.
Like half-hearted
we
boo.
did it. Yay.
This half-hearted boo. Okay. That's described as disinterest.
The Indianapolis Colts have not won the AFC South in 12 years. That changes this year. Jim Irsay from the football heavens cured Daniel Jones's torn Achilles. Michael Pittman got sent to the Steelers, and in return, we got football gods with the 53rd pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. The AFC South Kings, Indianapolis Colts select C.J. Allen, linebacker from Georgia. Go Dogs. Have a great night. Cheers.
No.
I could have ended on that.
It's too much fun.
Yeah.
Everyone's having a good time. Again, I like the guy from Baltimore that played for Baltimore that was screwing with the Steeler fans.
Yeah,
I
why
guess-
is he trying to rile up a Pittsburgh crowd by talking about the Colts? I mean, I know he's pumping up the Colts for who he is because that's the pick, but what does Pittsburgh care about the Colts?
Wrestling. I guess that the people in Pittsburgh, like the businesses, like price gouged way too much. So people were just leaving the city. Like that they figured that they were going to have 300,000 people or whatever in for the draft. So like they were like hotels were ridiculous. Parking was ridiculous. And I guess people were just like came in for the draft and were like, all right, go screw.
Yeah.
And then like everything was empty, apparently.
Yeah.
And Pittsburgh's a great city. Pittsburgh's a legitimately great city.
Right, but you know it when you go into a restaurant and it's like a temporary menu. And why is the chicken sandwich $30?
Yeah, because I know a guy from Pittsburgh, and he was like this. He's like everything's empty. He's like because they are gouging. They're like charging cover at like Applebee's. It's like people are just like, go screw yourself. I'm going to drive back to Buffalo. I can do it, in 4 hours or whatever the hell it is. All right, drive back to Philadelphia. Like I can get there.
Oh yeah.
All right, that'll do it for us. Everyone have a great day.